Well, the dog days have come to an end at long last, pulling back the curtain and revealing those Friday night lights that accompany those early dawns in the air starting to cool. As we flip the calendar to September, preseason concepts and ideas can start to take root, and statements of hopefulness or skepticism now become matters of fact. For some, those pesky questions continue to reach a crescendo, and while others have abandoned them entirely. But the season of change is as good a chance as any to correct what needs to be done and forget about the mistakes of the past. Tonight, Old Flames unite as Chuckey-Doak Black Knights make the trip over from Afton to put their undefeated record on the line in a heated county rivalry. The Young Guns have taken over on both sides of the ball over in the Black Holes, and veterans have found their places and lead their team from the front. Braden Green and the prolific Black Knights scoring attack tonight will look to keep up their dominance and improve to 3-0 on the season. Across from them, a West Greene Buffaloes team will look to defend its home on the range for the first time this season. It's been a lot more questions than answers for Coach Evan Monroe's team to this point, but despite the frustrations, they're focused on the task at hand, extending its bragging rights against their cross-county foe. And tonight, the Buffs will look to awaken its offense and lean on its ground game en route to what they hope is their first victory here in 2025. 15 miles of Highway 11E is all that separates these two bitter enemies of old. And tonight, they go head-to-head. And forget about what you think about what you know about these two teams. We have all made that same mistake before. And if history can tell us anything, expect the unexpected in this cross-county showdown. It's Chuckey-Doak, it's West Greene here, and it's Friday Night Lights for Mosheim, and it all starts next right here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Brought to you by Bachman Bernard Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac. At Bachman Bernard, they go the extra mile to see you smile. By Tommie's Plumbing. If you've got a leak, let Tommie take a peek. The Marathon Quick Stop Markets. Run in when you run out. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor. Gateway Ford Nissan. Buy local and save thousands at Gateway Ford Nissan. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day. Casper's Wrecker Service. Providing quick towing to East Tennessee since 1992. Open 24 hours a day. Tusculum Body Shop since 1963. Come see them for all your auto body needs. Sweet Sports Tavern and Eatery. Score a seat at Sweets, where fans become family. Main Brand Hair Company. Go experience the Main Brand difference. Food City. Value every day. The Terry Law Firm. The Terry Law Firm fights for you. Small town firm, big city know-how. Terry's Flooring. Add value to your home by seeing Popsy and his team. The 107 Tire Center, your neighborhood tire and auto experts. The IHOP at the TA Travel Center, exit 36 in Bayleton. 70 and Summer Coin Laundry, Greenville's first-in-class laundromat. State Representative David Hawk, proud, unwavering, conservative leadership. Bayleton Drug Company, where you're a neighbor, not a number. Heritage Community Bank, making a difference for their...
Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here at West Greene High School on deck for tonight's County Showdown for our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Matthew Plaza here, elevated field side. Glad I could be with you here on a lovely Friday evening. Beside me, my friend Chris Sossman, here to describe your color for the night. Chris, how are we feeling tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking super forward to this game. You know, it's been an extra day than we normally would wait since we had a Thursday game last week. So I'm looking really forward to getting back into the action.
And hey, I'm glad you put down the control. You put away the 2K for the night. Hey, I'm ready to get things going. These two teams are certainly ready to get things going. West Greene looking for their first win here in 2025. Chuckey-Doak just been rolling, and we've been fortunate enough to watch them before. We've seen West Greene as well. This is a Chuckey-Doak team. A lot of people have been talking about them, especially that offense here in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, and I think this is a Chuckey-Doak team you really didn't expect to come out here in 2 weeks and fire like this. You've got a really young team, but that young team is playing like veterans, like they've been here 3 and 4 years. So I'm looking super forward to see what they can do against this West Greene team.
And it certainly has been a younger regime over in Lower Afton this season, and you've kind of seen those young guns take over, namely the sophomore quarterback, Kipton Ball, and on the other side of the ball, the other side of the field, rather, West Greene, another young team. They've had a bit more troubles in the early season stretch, and you losing to North Greene, a common opponent between the two, but you just want to see that offense going. And I think conversely, you look at Chuckey-Doak's offense, they put up 30-plus in their first two games. West Greene just one touchdown in the first two games. What needs to change tonight for the Buffs?
Yeah, I think, we've seen last week you watched them. They're a big run-heavy team. But with that, defense has come prepared to stack the box. And so I think tonight is seeing them spread the field out a little bit, maybe seeing some screen passes, some quick passes, but try to open up that run game a little more.
Well, I can't wait to get our answer here in just a little bit. Kickoff just about 40 minutes away. But first, as we enter our Heritage Community Bank pregame coverage, we're going to hear from a slurry of coaches from around the county, including Greenville, and all those big-time matchups happening on Friday here, September. Turns itself over. So that's all coming up next as the Heritage Community Bank pregame show continues here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyriq, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hardworking equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Hello and welcome back from Mosheim. Chuckey-Doak West Greene set to square off in just about under 40 minutes from now here with Chris Osman, elevated field side here on the range. Chris, just incredibly excited about this matchup. I think you take all the rivalries into consideration. You got the milk can between South Greene and West Greene. That kind of takes the top spot in terms of big name rivalries in the area. But to be completely honest, I think this Chuckey-Doak West Greene, especially on the gridiron, it's right there. It's right underneath the milk can. Just years and years, 50 years of history between these two schools, and we'll get into all that history, but what goes into a rivalry game like this, and what are the tensions like on the field right now?
Yeah, I think it's something that the kids look forward to every single day leading up to this, and, it's something to get the adrenaline running. They look forward to it. We talked about earlier that it's been low-scoring games, and so the kids are looking to come out there and put big points on the board.
So Chuckey-Doak West Greene, two teams we've covered already here this season. They've both been a part of our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. But a team we haven't covered who is on the gridiron tonight is South Greene. We'll get to see them next week. They'll have a county-county matchup against the Huskies of North Greene. But South Greene, sneaky, tough schedule in the early portion. Already two larger classifications they had to play up. Two 6A schools open up. They're 1-1 after falling to your alma mater, Morristown East. And then they get the win last week against Daniel Boone. A Daniel Boone team, by the way, in that same region as the defending 6A state champs in Sevier County. So a tough region over there that Boone is in. But they get the win over Daniel Boone, and a South Greene team just looking to build as they head into region play. They'll open up at Johnson County tonight. And that's a long trip for a South Greene team, or excuse me, not in region game. They still got a couple weeks before they hit region play. I forgot that is just the 4-team region with them in West Greene, Happy Valley, and one other. But a non-region game, you got to go on the road, so this tough stretch continues. Anytime you got to be on that bus for 2 hours, you'd much rather have just a 15-minute drive down to 11E, right?
Yeah, they've had a tough schedule, as you said. You come out and you play a big school like Morristown East, and they had some promising things to take out of that. And I said they need to take those key things and take it into the next game, and they did, and they come out with a win. And so they've just got momentum after momentum to build into this game.
Well, they'll be looking to get above 500 here today as they hit the road at Johnson County. Brian Staten will have the call. him and Coach Carter over on 103.1 FM WIKQ. Coverage for that game starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Our Tyler Nichols got the chance to sit down with Coach Sean Jones of the South Korean Rebels. Here's what Tyler had to say.
You get that win under your belt, you snap that losing streak to Boone, you celebrate, now you're back to business preparing for Johnson County this week. You're traveling up to Mountain City on a Friday night to take on the Longhorns for, I think, the first time in 3 years since that competitive game that came down to the wire 3 years ago. So whenever you travel to Mountain City on Friday night, what's it going to take to get a win?
We just got to play good, hard-nosed, sound football. They've got, they lost a lot to graduation last year, but they got the running back, which I think may have been player of the year in the conference. He broke his leg in game 10, or maybe it's a playoff game 11. I think maybe he broke his leg. But anyway, he's back. He's a lot to handle that, we're going to have to put a lot of eyes on. We told the kids this week, if they're going to beat us, make somebody else beat us besides one. Quarterback's pretty good. Number 12, we know what he does. So we know that one's going to be a strong kid to bring down, and feel like we've got to put the eggs in his basket to try to stop him.
And then what are they going to run on offense? I know you talked about who they're going to run through, but what kind of sets and formations are they going to throw at you?
Well, there was some spread and 3-by-1. Don't do that a whole lot, but they like to throw out of it. And they like to try to get to the edge. They're going to bring some trips and what we call closed trips to try to get wide, and they're going to bring a tight end and an H-back and shift them to try to get you to not shift and get one wide, and they're going to roll the quarterback out. So if you watch them and you scout them real good, they like to get wide. It don't look like they like to run between the tackles a lot, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we got speed on the outside that we're going to try to stop them with. But they do a good job. They're going to throw the ball. They got some guys they like to throw it up to at least a couple times throughout the night. But one's what makes them go. They do a lot of their offense around him and try to get him the ball and get him out in space where he can do some stuff.
And if they've watched any film, they know what's coming. You're running it with 1, you're running it with 29, you're running it with 10, you're running it with 3, whoever you run it with. So whenever they step opposite of you on offense on Friday night, what are you going to see from their defense to try to slow you down?
Well, sometimes they raise some crazy formations on defense. It's kind of different than we've seen. They'll run a 4-front with a 3-1 technique and 2 5s is a normal thing. But then their linebackers are doing different stuff. So we've got to be sound blocking. We got to make sure that we block who we're supposed to block, and see what happens. But again, don't look like they make a lot of adjustments to your formations, and we try to take advantage of that. Because on offense, it's a chess match with your defensive guys, and you try to outnumber them on one side of the football and take advantage, and that's what we try to do. So it's going to, they fly the football. They're not real big in some spots that we've seen before, but they're going to fly to the football and try to make life hard on us.
What did you learn from that game 3 years ago, too, where you had to gut one out? I know Johnson County is always a game that I like to ask about preparation because you have a long bus ride. You have to leave earlier. It's one of those bus rides where you don't want things to go wrong. I think the softball girls actually joked about it and said that every time that they go to Johnson County, something goes wrong. It just seems like it's that one school that every time South Greene travels to, something goes haywire. What have you learned about your trips to Johnson County before and how to prepare for that?
Well, that part, I do tennis too, and we go up there all the time. To me, that part's not the bad thing. It's just Johnson County is just hard-nosed kids. They've always have been, and I try to tell the kids, they're kind of like us, hard-nosed, up there in the mountain, and they're only in school up there, and it's just tough sometimes to go up there and play. And so we just got to go be prepared. Like I said, we got lucky last time we was up. We really got lucky, but we hope to have a better go at it this year when we go up there and not have to be lucky. Just go up there and maybe end the ball game and going away is what we'd like to do.
Of course, looking to get a win on Friday night too. Whenever you step on the field against them in Mountain City on Friday night, what are your 3 keys of the game that you're going to need to carry out to get that win? Well,
we feel like we've got to stop 1 and 12, which is the quarterback and the running back. We got to make sure that we're sound with what they're doing. Got to score when we get the opportunities, because when you go in a road game, you may not get the opportunities you want. And then special teams, we got to win the special team game. Felt like, didn't last 2 weeks. We're 0-2 in a special teams game, so we got to pick it up and win that. If we do that, we'll be successful.
Always good getting the chance to sit down and talk with Coach Jones. And also, if you're just now joining us, South Greene at Johnson County. That is the county game of the week as they travel to Mountain City. Coverage begins at 6:30 over on 103.1 FM at WIKQ. Brian Staten, Coach Carter, giving you the call from that one over in Mountain City. big win tonight would put the Rebels above 500, something they need. But another big win that we need to talk about from last week, that's North Greene. Big decade-long spell they broke with that win over West Greene. We'll get the chance to sit down and talk with Coach Eric Tilson on the other end of this break as the Heritage Community Bank Kickoff Show continues.
Looking for a garage door without the long wait? At D&D Garage Door Supplier of Greenville, you'll find Safeway brand garage doors delivered in just 9 business days. Why wait 4 to 6 weeks when your new door could be rolling up sooner? They're your one-stop shop with over 25 years of experience, offering doors, parts, installs, and openers, including LiftMaster motors, overheads, and side mounts. Dealers, go check them out. They've got everything you need to get the job done right. Stop by 107 Bohannon Avenue or call 423-278-0622. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day.
My dad was born here in 1933. The Terry family has been around East Tennessee since that time, almost 100 years now. Over the past 25 years of my career, I've had the opportunity to represent East Tennesseans all over the country. When we say, let our family help your family, we mean that. That is something we live by here at the Terry Law Firm. You have my word that we will represent your family just like you're part of our family.
Once again, welcome back to the Heritage Community Bank Kickoff Show here at West Greene High School. Chuckey-Doak West Greene just about underway. 30 minutes until opening kick here with Chris Osman here beforehand, and just got the chance to talk with South Greene head coach Sean Jones, Chris. But a team we saw last week playing this Buffalo team, that North Greene Husky team, and they're rolling here in the early season stretch. They break a 27-game losing streak to in-county competition. That dated back to 2014. They broke an 18-game losing streak against West Greene and went back all the way to 2006. It was a complete dominance from that North Greene team. What did you see last night, and what do you hope North Greene can continue here in this early season spell?
Yeah, I think, like you said, North Greene looked phenomenal. It felt like every spot was clicking that needed to click. Thomas Darnell stepped up as a leader, and through that, everybody kind of just followed his lead, and they were able to get an easy win.
Yeah, Thomas Darnell, a lot of poise last week as well, and you touched on it. Him being at home for that first start really made him look a lot more comfortable than he had been in Lower Afton in week 1. The first shutout that North Greene had pitched since 2023 is a North Greene defense, and I want to harp on that for a second because a lot of talk about this West Greene offense kind of at a standstill early on, but that North Greene defense is pretty difficult too. Just 18 yards of offense for West Greene in that first half. Of course, no touchdowns. They get shut out. Only 1 touchdown to speak of for this Buffalo team through the first 2 weeks, but a North Greene offense that I think a lot of people expected to be where they were. 336 yards of total offense. They threw the ball for 168 yards in that first half. Chris, that air attack in that first half, just evenly distributed.
Yeah, I thought they played so well. Like I said, it clicked on all cylinders. And touching back on that defense, I think even in the Chuckey-Doak game, we saw Chuckey-Doak come out with a lot of offense, but there was still a lot to talk about from that North Greene defense. And I think carrying that momentum to defense carries that to offense. And, everything clicks when everybody's on the right page.
Well, they'll look to be on the right page tonight. They'll take the long, winding journey to Sneedville. They'll face off against Hancock County in a region opener. So, long trip over there. Hancock, a team that hasn't won in 16 games, I think, is their losing streak, and they've only got 1 win in the last 3 seasons for that program. They're also just looking to have a winning season for the first time in program history. Tyler got the chance to talk with Coach Tilson earlier this week. Here's what Coach Tilson spoke about on this upcoming matchup with the Indians.
You only get 3 non-region games. You got 2 of those out of the way. So pretty much from here on out, except for 1 more game, it's going to be region games. You've got region implications now.
Yep.
The true season matters. Your first one is this Friday when you go to Sneedville to play Hancock County. It's been a battle the last 2 years. I know last year you played them here at home, but I was at that game. The last time you went to Sneedville, it was a battle until the end. Pulled that one out. What's it going to take this time to pull another one out at Sneedville and go home with a win?
About every time we go to Sneedville, something happens. It's a hard place to play. It's a rough drive. Their fans are hostile, which is kind of that's what high school football's about. Like you want to go on the road and you get a hostile environment, and it's just one of those type of places that it's a dogfight going in. We have to go out and be prepared and go execute to be able to play well, and kind of just with the implications of because these games actually matter. The way Tennessee does their playoff system, right or wrong, it's good, both good and bad. Is you have to win your region games. Mm-hmm. You win your region games; those are the ones that really matter. So you can make choices in your non-region games whether you want to get prepared. And Hancock presents some challenges because they're very unorthodox, both offensively and defensively. They throw a lot against the wall and try to see what sticks. And from our offensive standpoint, defensively, half the time I don't know where they're going to line up. There's not. It's hard to predict a rhyme or reason about why they're doing stuff, and that some kids will make some plays in different spots. You're like, okay, why is he over here? So we can't. It's hard to manipulate a defense when you don't know exactly know.
Unpredictable.
Yes, it's very unpredictable, and so it makes it really difficult to kind of figure out. So a lot of it we have to go back to our base rules, and because our base rules cover almost everything, there's no particular play that covers all of it. So you have to go back to your base rules, and it covers most of what we're going to see. And those rules are in place for a reason. So we got to get back to that and just do our base fundamentals well. And if we block well, we finish blocks and we run hard, catch the ball when we're supposed to, then we should be in a position to have a successful night offensively. Defensively, they got two main players. They got number 6 and number 7. That could turn into a meme with our kids with that. So I'm not going to do it on here. So,
I know.
So they.
I thought of it whenever you said it.
I may have done it with a couple kids individually, but I don't want to. I would get clipped quickly, and I'd be on TikTok for forever. So, but number 7 was a kid they had last year. He's the one that scored their touchdown last year. So he's a good ball player, and they try to utilize him quite a bit. But they run a lot of different plays. Like they actually handed the ball off to a guard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, their left guard. They handed the ball off to a guard.
Pulling guard?
Yes, a pulling guard. They handed the ball off. They handed the ball off to the fullback. The fullback handed it off to a guard.
Wow.
That's the first time I have ever seen that. So you've got to give them credit for ingenuity, trying to find stuff to help them be competitive. I give them credit from there. So they force us to do a lot of checks. There's a few things defensively that you have to have an answer for. One of them is unbalanced. You got to have answers for unbalanced. You got to have unbalanced both receivers and unbalanced with the like tackle over type sets, both stuff that we do. Well, another one is you got to have answers for empty with no backs in the backfield. So you have to have some sort of check in regards to that. So they force us to do all of it. Which is what you're supposed to do offensively. You're supposed to make the defense get in a bunch of checks and have to check out of stuff. And so they do a lot of that, trying to make us check off what we want to do and play in space where we're not normally having to play. They do a lot of different stuff like that. They're going to cut block a lot, so our defensive line's got to be ready for a lot of chop protect. So that's, again, another way that they try to neutralize the front to kind of slow down our guys, which it does effectively, because you get cut a couple times, you're going to slow down because, for one, it don't feel very good. And again, it takes time out of practice for us. We had to do a period of chop protect yesterday to make sure that we're prepared for a bunch of cut blocks. So again, it presents a unique challenge, and it becomes a tough challenge because of the stuff what I just mentioned, and then you add the bus trip on top of it, and just got to kind of be prepared for the unpredictable.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan.
Hello and welcome back to the Heritage Community Bank Kickoff Show. Chuckey-Doak West Greene, just about 20 minutes away from opening kick. 50th all-time meeting on the gridiron, 51st technically, if we take that COVID game in 2020 out. But anyways, we're glad to have you with us. Chris Osman, Matthew Plaza here, Elevated Field Side. Before game time, we've been listening to a couple of the county coaches. Big matchups on hand here tonight, especially that South Greene-Johnson County game. That should be a fun one with a ton of fireworks. Again, Brian Staten will give you the call for that one over on WIKQ. Chris, a big game last week in Burley Stadium, to say the least, though.
Yeah, I think it was, man, a lot of people have said that's the best game they've ever watched, and I have to agree on that a little bit. But I thought there was so much explosiveness and so many takeaways they could take out of that game from both sides.
Yeah, Kane Ricker with that game-sealing interception. And Greenville, a young team, too. Their young players have stepped up. That backfield with Maddox Bishop and Jude Neal, both of those guys getting a ton of carries in that game. A rivalry, too, in Upperman that has been a fun one to watch here in all sports here these last couple of years. But here's what Coach Eddie Spradlin had to say on the matter, and you have to listen to this. Tyler got to sit down, talk with him earlier this week. Just an exceptional game and a great interview.
You've got Northview coming in now, your first region opponent of the season. They're coming here for the second year in a row now, only the third meeting ever between the Cougars and the Green Devils, but you've bested them the first 2 times, looking to get 3 straight in the series against them and get your first Region 1 4A win of the season. When it comes down to Friday night, how do you plan on getting the job done?
You know, like you said, it's your first region matchup, and we play the games we played, the Morristown West and Upperman to get ready for this spot. But we can't let them be hung over because we had a big time win against a really quality opponent in Upperman. We got to come out and really come to work. We gave them yesterday off, and we back in the weight room today and back on the practice field today, just getting after it and come out and it's going to take a great effort. Upperman's Northview's a team that's continued to get better. They battled a really good Unicoi team in the overtime last Friday night, so it'll be a good challenge for our football team. Really the past 2 times we've played them, it's been 2 years ago when we go down there. It was a battle for 3 quarters into that 4th quarter. They had a really big offensive defensive line and a really good running quarterback. Quarterback ended up going to sign him with Tennessee as a preferred walk-on. So, it'll be a good challenge for our football team just to see if we can continue to play at the level that we want to play in when it really matters.
Looking back to last year and the year before, too, is it the same kind of schemes that you'll see on offense and defense?
No, they've totally switched their offense up. So they're back to old school Carson Newman. Justin Anderson, their head coach, played at Carson Newman, running the triple option. So they're running that veer type offense. So, it's not something that you see very often anymore. Kind of like if you face the wing tee, it's a lot different. And people try to control the ball and slow it down. Every time we've played them, they've really waited till that play clock gets down to snap the football. So it takes us out of our rhythm. How we're playing. The past 2 games, they're trying to get as many plays in there against us. So it's different, and you got to be prepared. If you don't play your responsibilities against that top offense, it's going to make you look silly pretty quick.
Is there any extra preparation going into a week like that where you're not used to that offense as much? Because there's some offenses that you can revert back to and say, listen, this team did kind of the same things, the same similar ideas, but when you see a team like a triple option like that you don't really prepare for, is there any extra preparation that goes into that? Do you spend more time on that during practice?
Yeah, we're going to really break it down and just, walk through everybody's responsibilities today at the start of defensive practice, and then we'll hit it during our team period, but really make sure that everybody knows and everybody's on the same page on every call and those things, because like I said, if you don't, it can burn you real quick. And,
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
And we gladly welcome you back to our Heritage Community Bank kickoff show. Chuckey-Doak West Greene just around the corner, now 13 minutes away from opening kick. Chris, I'm asking you once more, just the thoughts and the feelings. High school football is back, man. Week 3, here we go.
Yeah, I can't believe we're in week 3 already. It's been such a fun 2 weeks to be here and cover these games. We've seen some great play and some kids that we didn't expect to stand out that are standing out in these past 2 weeks.
Well, let's jump right into this matchup. All right, let's start with the road team, a team we're well familiar with. Chuckey-Doak, 2-0 in their young season, already doubling their win total from a season ago. Led by head coach Billy Kaler, his 3rd season at the helm over in Lower Afton. Let's bypass the region talk and the schedule talk. We know it's tough. We know it gets harder as the season goes on. But I want to talk about those players, because how can you not talk about this Chuckey-Doak team without talking about those sophomores and freshmen that are making huge impacts?
Yeah, man. Kipton Ball has been phenomenal. He's come with a lot of poise at that quarterback position and leading that offense to some wonderful plays that we've seen. And then you've got Davis and Lowe that have stepped up. As some young guys that have played great on both sides of the ball. And then we talked about in past weeks, Gustavo Alvarez, man, he has been phenomenal as a freshman, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do through his high school career.
Alvarez quickly becoming a fan favorite as well. Another fan favorite, talk about Braden Green, the junior. And listen, if you're a Chuckey-Doak fan or alumnus and you haven't watched this kid play yet, he's a junior running back. Scored his 1st and 2nd career touchdowns in week 1 this year. This guy runs like a freight train. And if you remember the Chuckey-Doak offenses of old, the Tyler Coes, the Bryce Malones, I mean, this guy runs like those guys. And this is in 2025. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it a couple weeks ago. But Braden Green, really the facilitator, the main rusher in that offense. And then you throw in a guy like the veteran, Dom Atchison, senior, vocal, fumble recovery for a touchdown in last week's win over Sullivan East. Chris, just your thoughts on those two guys and their impacts.
Yeah, man. Dom was kind of quiet week 1. We didn't hear a lot from him, but he stepped up last week and had some great plays on both sides of the ball. But going back to Braden Green, man, he has been phenomenal. You talk about running backs that are east to west, north to south. Braden Green is a north running back. Yep. He just runs straight through everybody. But I don't want to take away from that offensive line, too. It starts there to open up holes for Braden to run anywhere he wants to.
Chuckey-Doak coming off a 38-21 victory over 4A opponent Sullivan East last week, and it was a game in which started kind of rocky for the Black Knights. They got off the bus, and Coach Kaler talked about this. You bring a young team over to Bluff City, and they're cutting up on the bus. They might not have the task at hand, the first thing on their mind, their first road trip. And quickly you find yourself down in a hole, but then you battle back. 2 touchdowns in that second quarter. Dom Atchison, who you said was held in check last week, rebounded in a huge way. 82-yard reception for a touchdown, fumble recovery for a touchdown. And then Chuckey-Doak ended that first half. Listen to this, 79-yard, 15-play, 6-minute and 35-second drive. This is an offense that can take the air out of the ball in a hurry.
Yeah, man, they played phenomenal, and you know, I feel like they don't have one set way of offense. They have so many different ways that they can play. We've seen them run quick offenses throughout the weeks, and then you see that right there, a 6-minute drive. Man, they can kill the clock if they need to.
Chuckey-Doak's first set of back-to-back wins since September of 2023. Now let's talk about a team that needs to get in the win column for the first time this year. West Greene, the home team here today on the range. You're at home for the first time, which feels like forever. Even your scrimmages in the Jamboree. You haven't been here playing in a month for meaningful football. A team that's 0-2, still haven't started region play. We talked about auto bid in the playoffs of that 4-team region. A 3-7 team a year ago, just looking to rebound from week to week. But Chris, honestly, just need to get that offense rolling today.
Yeah, and I think we saw last week Sean Bailey played really well, being able to move the football in the run game. And then they have Peyton Hilton, who's a phenomenal tight end. You just got to figure out how are we going to get them the ball. What we talked about last week at North Greene is how poised that offense looked back at home. Maybe that's something we can see tonight with West Greene getting back behind their home fans and getting that crowd to kind of push them forward a little bit.
Yeah, Sean Bailey running for 89 yards in last week's game, nearly their entire offense in that game against North Greene. A disappointing result for the Buffalo Faithful. And you talk about the lengthy winning streak you had against the Huskies, unfortunately coming to the end last week. And that's an improved North Greene team as well. But hey, listen, our 3 keys, let's hop into those real quick before we head to a quick break. Coach Kaler said 3 keys, and it's really his same 3 keys as he does every game. Control the line of scrimmage, be disciplined, and win the turnover battle. Now, on the other hand, West Greene, Coach Monroe's was pretty simple. Execute your role, win the big play battle, and score. Yeah, you've only done it once in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. They've got some big things to make up here. And so we want to see those playmakers just getting the ball and like they said, playing each and every role at each position and just worrying about yourself.
Yeah, we'll get to hear from Coach Monroe and Coach Tilson both when we come back on the other end of the Heritage Community Bank Kickoff Show. That's when we return here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Welcome back for one final stop here in the Heritage Community Bank Kickoff Show. Chuckey-Doak West Greene, just about 5 minutes away from opening kick. Told you we'd get you to those interviews with Coach Kaler and Coach Monroe. They both got the chance to sit down and talk with Tyler Nichols earlier this week. Both big matchups, I think, in their eyes. 50-year history in this rivalry. A lot at stakes here, and the coaches made that known. But we'll start first with Coach Billy Kaler of Chuckey-Doak, and here's what he had to say with Tyler Nichols earlier this week.
But you're going to Mosheim, to the range to play the West Greene Buffaloes. Yep. They're 0-2 looking for their first win of the season. You're 2-0 hoping to keep that undefeated record going and to keep that winning streak going. So when you take the field on Friday night, what's it going to take to pull out a win on Friday?
Same thing it always is. We got to play well up front on both sides of football. The more effectively we run the football, the better chance we got. That's football at all levels, man. You control the line of scrimmage, you're going to have a pretty good shot. They're defensively, they're multiple fronts, so we got to really pay attention offensively, make sure we know if we're getting odd or even front, so we know where we're blocking, who's blocking who. We don't want any free runners. And just be crisp and execute what we can do. Offensively, from their perspective, our defensive perspective, they have shown a lot of that wing T stuff, a lot of pulling guards, a lot of misdirection, a lot of guys in motion, and that can play havoc on a defense, particularly a linebacker core. Got to make sure we're disciplined with our eyes and not chasing eye candy, so that we can have a chance to be successful defensively. But looking forward to it.
And then talk about the opposite side of that. You talked about what you'll have to stop offensively. What are they going to try to do on defense to try to stop you all in your attack?
Well, like I said, they're multiple front teams. They're going to change what they give us front-wise, and they'll bring some pressure. They like to bring a little inside pressure. Not quite as heavy as Sullivan East. I don't know if they're going to bring 7 the whole game, but they'll bring some inside.
Love getting to hear what Coach Kaler had to say about this upcoming matchup with the Buffaloes. Tyler also got the chance to sit down and talk with Coach Evan Monroe, just what his team needed to do right to have some success and get that offense rolling this.
You've got Chuckey-Doak this week on the range for a county-county matchup. No longer a region game as you've moved down to 2A and they're still at 3A, but nonetheless, still a rivalry game. Still get amped up to play the game. As I mentioned with Coach Kaler in his coach's show, it's one of the better rivalries in Greene County between the county-county matchups with the competition, the history, and everything that it boils down to. As I mentioned before the half, it'll be this week's First Horizon Green Sports Zone Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Whenever we kick off on Friday night at 7 o'clock, what can we expect between the Buffs and the Black Knights?
For us, we're not going to change a whole lot. We're going to run our stuff. We've looked at this week making a couple adjustments here and there. And we just, I'm a firm believer in you've got a system. You know what works for you. Run it. And, Friday night there was a couple of small adjustments I should have made that when I went back and watched film, I was like, dadgummit, I'm a dummy sometimes. But, you live and you learn from that. And so this week, we're going to kind of keep it very similar to what we did last week. We're not changing a whole lot offensively or defensively. Now for Chuckey-Doak, they've got some dynamic playmakers. That running back, I know after the North Greene game, he led the state in runs.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
My dad was born here in 1933. The Terry family has been around East Tennessee since that time, almost 100 years now. Over the past 25 years of my career, I've had the opportunity to represent East Tennesseans all over the country. When we say, let our family help your family, we mean that. That is something we live by here at the Terry Law Firm. You have my word that we will represent your family just like you're part of our family.
This is the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Brought to you by Bachman Bernard, Tommie's Plumbing, the Marathon Quick Stop Markets, Casper's Wrecker Service, and by Sweet Sports Tavern and Eatery. Once again, Matthew Palazzo.
Hello, welcome back, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, on deck for this cross-county showdown between Chuckey-Doak and West Greene. Chris Osman and I, elevated field side here, patiently awaiting opening kick. Scott Anthony, our cameraman for the evening, showing you your pictures on the day, and then Derek Tarleton, our producer, here for First Horizon Green Sports Zone. It's a full house here tonight. A lot of help on hand here tonight, but I couldn't be more excited for this matchup, Chris.
Yeah, I'm looking super forward to it. I know we've talked all pregame about the anticipation just leading up to this game. I know there's so many fans here that are looking forward to this, and I know West Greene's looking forward to put some points on the board here tonight.
West Greene wins the opening coin toss. They will defer to the second half, so Chuckey-Doak will be the receiving team first. They'll be going left to right on your radio dials or on your screen as you view it. For those listening on 95.5 FM, WSMG, we say hello from Mosheim. Here, it's home on the range. First home game of the season for West Greene. Also looking for their first W of the season. West Greene, the kicking team, they'll be in the navy tops, the white pants and the white lids. Navy Buffalo logo on the side of the helmet. Chuckey-Doak in those black hats, the black pants and the white tops with the gold and black trim. Just a beautiful uniform combination. Good jersey matchup on hand here for tonight, Chris.
Yeah, I love both these color schemes, and I think they put them well together here tonight.
Well, let's get things going. Back to do the opening kickoff for the Buffaloes. Kendall Caldwell, boot to ball, and we've got football from Mosheim, Tennessee. Dom Hanlon on the receiving end of it. He'll take it up left to right past the 40, right at the 44-yard line to get that young and hungry Chuckey-Doak offense rolling. So good return for Chuckey-Doak to open them up. Pretty good territory, the minus 44-yard line from the right hash, and we'll get to see sophomore quarterback Kipton Ball in that young Chuckey-Doak backfield and receiving core and see what they end up doing here. First off, their first drive of the night. First drive they had last week didn't end up too well. Turnover on downs, but see what they can do to get the ball rolling. They'll open up trips receivers to the left, solo receiver to the right. Braden Green in tow behind sophomore signal caller Kipton Ball. First snap. Ball, a three-step drop. He'll hesitate, move to his right. Launch one downfield. He's got a man open. Skylar Davis caught it for a moment, but it got popped out at the last second. And what do you know? Skylar Patterson, who was injured last week, did not play against North Greene. Hey, Patterson, a guy that we were thinking could have made an impact in that game.
Yeah, man, Skylar Patterson is going to be a big part of this West Greene team, and man, he come up to play one, but also Chuckey-Doak. What a confident way to start off the game with going the deep ball there early on.
Yeah, definitely put it in the hands of your sophomore quarterback. A beautiful throw downfield. Davis just gets completely lost behind the coverage, but good job by Patterson, not giving up on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now, still at the 44-yard line. Twin receivers to the left, tight end on the left side of the line of scrimmage, and a flag will fly here early. Something we talked about, Chris, early on. Chuckey-Doak needing to clean up on those penalties, be a little bit more disciplined.
Yeah, and I think, obviously you have to give some leeway because you've got a lot of young guys on that team, but we're in week 3 now. Week 1, we understand penalties are going to happen. But here in week 3, we've got to clean that up.
Parker McCurry, tight end for the Black Knights, trots on late. West Greene, that defensive front, the veteran leadership up front, very known. We'll have 4 down defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. His ball will hand it up the gut to Green, who gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's a great play by that West Greene defensive front to get things going. That's number 8, Ethan White, the senior defensive lineman for the Buffaloes, to get that stop on 2nd down. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10. No gain for the Black Knights on that previous play. And already got an early exit along the offensive line. Austin Schwartz of the Black Knights going to head off. And the Chuckey-Doak offensive front, a lot of youth, just the one senior, but man, a ton of poise in these first 2 weeks. They've looked good, Chris.
Yeah, they have, but West Greene looks good coming out early on here.
A lot of juice for this rivalry game. 3rd and 10, the snap by Ball. He'll roll off to his left and try to toss it away. It should be a grounding penalty. Getting credit for the pressure there is going to be Isaiah Roberts, and I think you got to throw the flag there for grounding, but they do rule it an incomplete pass, so it brings up 4th and 10. Chris, like you said, West Greene coming out to play here tonight.
Yeah, I think home field advantage means a lot, especially the kids here, and the home crowds come out. They're loud already, and I think that's really pushing this West Greene defense team to come out big here early on.
Chuckey-Doak averaging 38.5 points per game heading in. West Greene just 3.5 points per game offensively. Just the one touchdown for them in the first 2 games. But, Chris, as we know, in this rivalry, historically a very low-scoring affair between the two. Dom Hanlon to handle the punting duties for the Knights. This one off to the right side, and not a great punt. So West Greene will take advantage of the good field position. Braden Green, the return man, lets it bounce out to the left at the 35-yard line. And we'll get to see what this new look West Greene offense will look like here in week 3 to open things up.
Yeah, you see a lot of the offensive players running on the field. They're clapping, they're jumping, they're excited, Matthew. They're ready to put some good plays out here today.
Interested to see how they handle the role of Sean Bailey here this week. A busy man last week. A lot of the offense facilitated through him, and also already saw him have a play on defense. Kyler Patterson, the left side wingback. Opening play, going to be a handoff left side to Bailey. Getting wrapped up, brought down by 2 tacklers there. That's Braden Green and your man Braxton Lowe teaming up on the assisted tackle.
Yeah, I love to see that the young guys are week after week they're coming to play, and it doesn't take them long to get going. You know, sometimes you'll see players taking a couple quarters to get in, but quarter 1 they're coming out to play.
It'll bring up a 2nd and 4 now for the Buffs from the left hash, still in that condensed formation. Another handoff to Bailey. Identical play as the last. Huge hit in the backfield. Braden Green, once again, that middle linebacker with that black hat to the football.
Man, we talk about how good he is at the running back position, but we don't want to take away from how good he plays on the defensive side of the ball as well.
And you almost do lose sight just because all the touches he gets on the offensive side of the ball. But going back to the guy who assisted him a play previous, Braxton Lowe, true freshman, the 2 cornerbacks for Chuckey-Doak. You got Dom Atchison. You also have Kobe Love. Love's the sophomore. A young secondary, a young box for the Black Knights. They're young all around. 3rd and short, a handoff to the right side, gobbled up in the backfield by the man who everybody loves, Gustavo Alvarez, his first tackle of the young Knight. And that'll bring up 4th and short now for the Buffaloes. Big decision here for Coach Monroe.
Looks like it's going to be a big defensive game already coming out of the gate.
And I love this style of football, and Coach Monroe is going to send the punting unit out there. Sean Bailey, the running back, will handle the punting duties for West Greene. Looks like West Greene only with 10 out there. Chuckey-Doak going to load that line of scrimmage up, send Dom Atchison back to return. Dom's dangerous in the return game as well. He had a pretty substantial return in last week's win over Sullivan East. Clean snap and kick. Bailey going to flip the field for now. Atchison on the return. Will call for the fair catch just inside the 35-yard line. So the second time we'll get to see this Chuckey-Doak offense. A little slow to start off. You had the big play opportunity there with ball targeting Davis downfield, but what do you need to rebound? And maybe if you're West Greene, what do you need to keep doing defensively?
Yeah, I think you come out and you held. I mean, obviously the Chuckey-Doak got open on that deep play, but you didn't give up. You kept playing all the way to the end. You forced the ball out, and then you stopped the run game there on the line of scrimmage.
8:10 left to go here, opening quarter. Still scoreless between Chuckey-Doak and West Greene. Second offensive drive for the Black Knights will start at their own 34. Ball, a quick throw to the left. Atchison out of the backfield. Streaking down the sideline, brought down near the marker inside the 45-yard line, and it looks to be just short of the line to gain, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 1 now. Good, solid, quick pass to get your young quarterback comfortable in this hostile environment.
Yeah, and I talked about pregame about being able that Chuckey-Doak is very well in running the ball, but they can also open that run game up by making your quick passes out, and that's what they're showing already early on here.
Dom Atchison, a guy that got involved early and often last week, something Black Knight fans were grateful to see after week 1 where he was kind of lost behind a couple of the other stars, but good to see them getting that senior involved early as well. Trotting on late for the Black Knights here will be Pierce Dodgen, the sophomore wide receiver. He'll line up to Ball's right. But it's going to be a heavy formation here for the Black Knights. 2 tight ends. It'll be a handoff up the gut. Braden Green bouncing off a few tacklers before eventually being brought down by Austin Brown. That will be enough for our first Marsh Propane first down of the evening, and it's into plus territory.
Yeah, sometimes all you got to do is go to the basic run game, and they got a tight formation, handed the ball off to their best running back, and let them go to work.
Nice gain of 8 there for Green's first rush of the day. Green, a busy man in that Chuckey-Doak backfield. Already 2 carries here early on. The first one, he was met at the line, but that one able to break through that tough line of scrimmage for the Buffs. 3 receivers to ball's right. He'll motion the tight end in. Quick drop, and before you can get a throw off, a flag will fly. That's about the spot on the field you expect a false start, and that's what the verdict will be. So it'll back the Black Knights up behind the chains. 1st and 15 coming up from now their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, you can use motion plays to your advantage, but that's the downside. You got to make sure everybody's set before you snap that ball. Right there, they got a little excited, snap the ball early, and you're going to see a false start there.
I mean, we saw so many flags flying that opener against North Greene over in the black hole. Something we talked about needing to be a little bit more disciplined at in the weeks moving forward. Thought they improved on it last week against Sullivan East, but something to watch here early. Want to stay in front of those chains, especially on those even downs. First penalty of the night, and the 1st and 15 will be a handoff. Left side off tackle for Braden Green, running behind big Connor Hall. Hall moving over to center this week. Started the season at left tackle for the Black Knights. But a big promising run on 1st and extended there. That'll bring up a 2nd and 12 now. Call it a gain of 3 for Braden Green. 11 yards on his 3 carries thus far. Second and 12 for the Black Knights here. 2 receivers to ball's right. He'll motion the tight end from right to left. Green in tow. 3-step drop here for ball. He'll look to his right. Target Atchison, who gets wrapped up exactly when the ball hit his hands. Good job by Atchison to have the wherewithal to reel that one in. Second catch for Atchison on the night. That's going to be good for a gain of 5 on the play. And that was the freshman corner, Aiden Thompson, coming up to make that tackle. Good read there from the young corner.
Yeah, I thought that was a real good play by the West Greene defense. But now you've got a 3rd and long from Chuckey-Doak, but we've seen in week 1 that they can convert those long plays. So curious what to see the play call they're going to call here.
Kipton ball, 2 for 4 from the pocket to open things up. Good for 14 yards. Both of those passes have been reeled in by Atchison. Chuckey-Doak from the right hash now. The plus 47-yard line. We'll see what Coach Kaler can dial up. 2 receivers to ball's left. He'll drop back quickly. Looking for Atchison. He had him for a second. It bounces off the shoulder pads and falls incomplete. 4th and 8 coming up.
Yeah, it's a good pass by Kipton Ball. You know, even though you may not complete that, I think he's got great poise in that pocket, and he's very comfortable at throwing that ball deep.
And already you can tell the West Greene defense just dialing up that pressure. They only send 4 there, but just really that quadrant. Leland Payne, Hayden Ely, Brody Lance, Trent Franklin, Damian Centel, the backer, also applying some pressure there. But, hey, West Greene came to play here tonight. The second time the Chuckey-Doaks had to punt here tonight. Hanlon once again to do the duties. And before we can get to that, it's going to be a timeout by Chuckey-Doak. We'll take the break with him. Return in 60 seconds. 4:53 left here in the opening quarter. Still scoreless between Chuckey-Doak and West Greene here in your Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Hello and welcome back here for our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Coach Kaler going to lead the offense out there on 4th and 9. Ball will fake the handoff, throw to his left. He's got Atchison past the marker. That's good for a gain of 16. And the Black Knights move the chains for another Marsh Propane first down. Little extracurricular happening after the play there. Didn't see who brought Atchison down, but and that was a feisty exchange there.
Yeah, I think, we saw Dom being slow out in week 1. He gets hot in week 2, and he just wants to carry that into this week. He looks like he's ready for a big game.
3 catches already for 30 yards for Atchison. All 3 of balls completions, and the Black Knights are knocking on the door to the Gary's Paint and Body red zone from the plus 32-yard line, or excuse me, the 28-yard line. Ball will send 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end, the sniffer back on his right. Braden Greene right behind him. 4:18 left to go. Chuckey-Doak looking to score our first points of the young ball game. And whistle preemptively will stop the play before it starts. How about Coach Kaler in that attempt to go for it? You had the punt unit on. You take the timeout, think about it for a second, and then you let him go for it. 4th and 9 from midfield.
Yeah, you bring out that punt team. You see what kind of what you want to see the field position look like. You think you can go for it. We've seen them make big plays like that before. And so you say, let's go for it. And you're confident in your young sophomore, and your young sophomore shows why you put confidence in him.
It'll be 1st and 15 for the Black Knights here from the middle of the field after they get backed up once again. Another procedure penalty. The second of the day for the Black Knights. And once again, we'll start behind the chains. Handoff up the middle for Braden Greene. He'll get swarmed by a couple Buffaloes and brought down right near the line of scrimmage.
You know, we talked about how big this rivalry is. You know, on that play right there, you see some Chuckey-Doak linemen taking guys all the way out the side of the field, so you know they're coming to play hard today.
Really love that right side of the offensive line. Of course, Gustavo Alvarez, everybody's favorite, but Sean Rayon, the junior, my brother's doppelganger, by the way. They look identical. Anyways, 2nd and 12 now for the Black Knights after the gain of 3 on 1st and 15. Braden Greene so far, 4 carries, still waiting for that big one. Chuckey-Doak, a team of offensive explosion. They've lived and died by the big play so far this year. Had an opportunity early. We'll see what they dial up here on 2nd and 12. 2 receivers to ball's right. He'll take a 3-step drop. Half roll to his right. On the run, chased by Centel. Throwing across his body. That one intended for Kobe Love on the play. Just falling incomplete and bringing up another 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, one thing I love about this Chuckey-Doak offense is you don't have to necessarily rely on one guy. When one guy's not doing it, somebody else is ready to step up. And I think that's what keeps their offense rolling, play in and play out, is they've got a whole team ready to come and play.
3rd and 12 now from the 30-yard line. 3:10 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. A defensive battle so far. Chuckey-Doak converting on a 4th and long earlier in the drive. Looking to do the same here on 3rd and long. Lengthy huddle and discussion here between Kipton Ball and co. Twin receivers to the boundary. Kipton Ball with a solo man to his right. He'll send Atchison in motion. He'll come behind he and Greene. Greene off tackle to the left side. Wrapped up in the backfield and brought down for a tackle for a loss. That's going to be Damian Centel on the play. Centel, the senior on that defensive front. He's been a force throughout this early season stretch. He brings down Greene for a loss of 3 there.
Yeah, another 4th down play here, but West Greene's fans are letting Chuckey-Doak know it's a 4th down, and you're in West Greene's territory.
4th and 15 now from West Greene's 32-yard line. And again, Coach Kaler going to keep the offense out there. Going to roll the dice for a second time in this drive. 2.5 to play here in the first frame. Atchison and Hanlon to ball's right. And another whistle here. We'll see what the discussion will be about. Looks like they're going to send Hanlon to the sideline. Maybe an equipment malfunction. In his stead will come William Johnson, the senior wide receiver, to take his place alongside Atchison and Braxton Lowe. So a 4-receiver set here for Chuckey-Doak. Braden Greene, the running back behind Kipton Ball. 4th and 15. Ball identifies a blitz man, escapes to his right. A lofty pass, right sideline. Jumping up, but couldn't reel it in was Kobe Love. On the move there, Kipton Ball threw across his body to the right side after escaping. It'll be a turnover on downs for Chuckey-Doak on drive number 2.
What a good defensive possession there by West Greene. I think one key thing you're seeing here is every player is staying home in their position. They're supposed to be on the left side of the field. They're staying poised in that side of the field, and you're shutting everything down on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and something I noticed on that last play, you had Ethan White on a blitz off that, or maybe it was Peyton Hilton, and Ball actually identifies it, shifts the protection to where his back can pick up that blitz and backer, and it's able to buy him some time so he can escape out. So a good pickup there from the sophomore quarterback. Timeout called by West Greene. We'll take one with them. Return in 60 seconds with 2:15 left to play here in the first. Still scoreless between Chuckey-Doak and West Greene here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
We wrangle your tangles.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to.
First and 10 as we welcome you back. The first play, a handoff, off tackle to the right for Skylar Brown or Austin Brown and co. It'll be a stop on the line of scrimmage. And Sean Bailey has been the recipient of each play West Greene has run thus far. This one, he'll be able to get back to the orange popsicle on that far sideline, but with under 2 to play here, West Greene going to have to work and getting a shotgun for the first time tonight, which they will. Back to his right, Brown with 2 receivers to his left. He'll take the snap. West Greene will pull a guard, and Bailey gets dropped in the backfield. Who else? Gustavo Alvarez with a big TFL on 2nd and 10.
Man, I love seeing that freshman make big plays. It just really gets me excited for that Chuckey-Doak defense.
He moves so well. He just plays well beyond his years, too. And to see a guy that big move that quickly is just something else to watch.
As a freshman, too.
Couple other freshmen in that starting lineup on the defensive side of the ball. Kobe Love, Braxton Lowe, all underclassmen. The big plays already by Gustavo Alvarez and his cohort. It'll bring up a 3rd and 14 now for the Buffaloes on their own 30-yard line. Brown will send a receiver in motion. That's Kyler Patterson. Brown to sprint out to his right. He'll stop his feet. Got hung up for a second. Looks like he's got trouble. He will get taken down for a sack on 3rd and 15. Looking for the number on that play. I know that was Marcus Britt involved. Looks like Parker McMurray got in there as well. A huge stop on 3rd and long there. And it'll force West Greene to punt for a second time.
Man, you talked about this rivalry, how low scoring it's going to be. I think we're going to see that again for another game in the rivalry match.
You definitely get that feel early on. It's going to be one of those gritty performances on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe you get a score here, you feel pretty good about yourself. West Greene to punt. Atchison going to let it roll off back to his right. It'll be down at the 40-yard line. So 60 yards to pay dirt for Kipton Ball and his offense as they come out for a 3rd time. Saw some promise in that previous drive. Had a couple penalties that backed him up and hurt him later on. But, Chris, what do you want to see from Chuckey-Doak this time out?
Yeah, I just want to keep seeing them run their offense. I don't necessarily want them to change things. I think they've got things that have worked. Obviously, we've seen some penalties hold them back. So if we could stop the penalties and just play their own football, their brand of football.
6 ticks left to go before the end of the first quarter. Likely just time enough for one last play here in our opening frame. Still scoreless between Chuckey-Doak and West Greene. 2 receivers to Kipton's right. Marcus Britt, the tailback behind him. 1 receiver to the left. Shotgun snap. He'll hand it off to Britt. Right up the gut. Gets wrapped up and taken down at the line of scrimmage. Coming in late for West Greene there was Leland Pay. And that will send us to the end of the first quarter. Chuckey-Doak 0, West Greene 0. Scoreless first 12 minutes of play. Second quarter will come your way right after this. Here's your listening to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Hello, friends. This is State Representative David Hawk. Always honored to support our Greenville and Greene County schools in their academic and athletic programs. We are blessed to have great families, teachers, and coaches working hard to ensure a bright future for our students. I'm David Hawk, encouraging all listeners to get involved and stay involved with our young people to help them succeed. We work hard in the classroom through the week and play hard on the field when the Friday night lights turn on. Once again, this is David Hawk. It's my honor to serve and represent you. Paid for by Fund to elect David Hawk, Daniel Hawk, Treasurer.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Once again, Matthew Palazzo.
Welcome back as we begin our second quarter of action. Chuckey-Doak West Greene still scoreless through 12 minutes of play. Chuckey-Doak football here from their own 40-yard line. Opening play will be a handoff to the left. Marcus Britt off tackle will truck a defender down into plus territory down at the 46-yard line. Tough run there by Marcus Britt on second down.
Yeah, way to see Tristan Banks hang in there. I mean, like you said, he took a tough hit, but he didn't give up, and he was able to bring Marcus Britt down for a tackle.
Score update over in Mountain City. 3:18 left to go in the first quarter. South Greene leading Johnson County 14-0. And last time we checked, North Greene was leading Hancock County 28-6 after one quarter of play. Still waiting for that latest update. Hard to get cell service out there in Sneedville. 1st and 10 for the Black Knights from the Buffaloes' 45-yard line. Handoff again going to Britt. Third time he's toe to the rock in as many plays, and he'll truck another defender. That'll be enough for the line to gain and move the chains for another Marsh Propane first down.
Love to see in this Chuckey-Doak offense another player stepping up. We've seen Braden Green step up in week 1, Dom Atchison stepping up in week 2. Now it looks like it might be Marcus Britt's game.
Yeah, Braden Green stifled early on, thanks in much part due to that West Greene defensive front, but Marcus Britt maybe the speedier of the two, able to break a couple off the tackle. So you got your power guy in Green, you got your speedster in Marcus Britt. I like that two-man tandem in that Chuckey-Doak backfield.
Yeah, I think it works well for Chuckey-Doak, and they know how to use it too, and I think that's very important to run a successful offense.
1st and 10 for the Black Knights inside the 35-yard line with 11 minutes left to go before halftime. Two receivers to Kipton's left as he awaits the shotgun snap. Blitz coming for the Buffaloes. It'll be a quick slant to ball's right. Hanlon with the catch. And on the tackle, again, the freshman coming up with a big open field tackle. That's Aiden Thompson wrapping up Hanlon. But the damage is done. It is enough to move the chains. Another Marsh Propane first down.
Yeah, one thing I love, and I talked about pregame, is you got to be able to open up the run game with the pass game. And Chuckey-Doak's done that well. You get two big runs right there, and then you open up that box by throwing a quick slant route, and it was successful.
The first receiver to catch a pass, not named Dom Atchison, but he is named Dom, just Hanlon. Either way, it's a 1st and 10. Black Knights inching into that Gary's Paint and Body red zone. Marcus Britt, a handoff to the right side, weaving in and out of defenders, eventually being brought down. Will he have the line to gain? Looks like it's right at the 10-yard line. And looks like they will give him the spot. Place that ball right at the 9-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Black Knights after Marcus Britt rattles off another first down carry. He's had 3 first down carries in this current drive, Chris.
Yeah, you bring some fresh legs in. Everybody expects Braden Green to do everything. Maybe they take their eyes off Marcus Britt in all the film that they've looked at this week.
Absolutely right. West Greene going to pack it in. 9 yards till pay dirt for the Black Knights. Ball, shotgun snap. He'll take a quick drop, look to his left, and scramble out to the left. He's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Chuckey-Doak. Black Knights strike first. It's Dom Atchison at the goal line. Incredible grab, incredible throw. Chuckey-Doak takes the lead first.
Yeah, you asked me what I wanted to change in that offense, and I said nothing. I said, come out and you play your same style of football. Eventually, you're going to get things clicking. And right there, that's what they did. You run the ball, you open up with the pass game, and then you finish there with a pass there.
Tremendous poise from Kipton. Ball in the pocket. The PAT attempt by Dom Hanlon is going to get waved off. A flag will ensue, and it'll be a false start on the Chuckey-Doak field goal unit. And it's going to back him up 5 yards. third pre-snap penalty of the night for the Black Knights. But incredible play there on 1st and goal. Kaler rolls the dice, goes pass play. Now that's got to hurt a offensive line coach's heart. But, hey, you make a great play, a little scramble to the left, and that's just what you practice, right? Scramble drill. Atchison makes a move, gets free, and reels in the 9-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I love Kipton Ball's poise during that drive.
Hanlon's point after is through the uprights and good. Chuckey-Doak tacks one on. They lead at 7-0 over West Greene here. 9:43 left in the second quarter of play here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Win or lose, it's a family tradition. "24-hour hot breakfast, cold drinks, and a table big enough for the whole team, or just your team. IHOP at Davy Crockett Travel Centers. Breakfast that brings you back. Open 24/7 right off I-81, exit 30.
Chuckey-Doak strikes first, a 9-yard touchdown pass from Kipton Ball, and the Black Knight offense stifled it first, but Chris, a couple drives later, they ended up finding pay dirt. Dom Atchison reels in the touchdown pass.
Yeah, I love this Chuckey-Doak offense. I love what Kipton Ball's doing as a sophomore. He's looked great week in and week out, but this week West Greene does something different. They bring pressure, something Kipton's not seen a lot. And what does he do? He adjusts. He makes adjustments in the offensive line and rolls out for a great pass.
Marcus Britt threw huge carries throughout that drive to keep it alive as Chuckey-Doak converts on their third drive of the game. Kickoff received by the Buffaloes, and Michael Brown ripped down by Dom Hanlon on the kickoff return unit, or the kickoff cover unit, excuse me. And West Greene's offense will set up shop at their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for an offense in West Greene that just needs to get the ball rolling. 2 punts already in their first 2 drives. They convert on one here.
Yeah, I think your defense has played pretty well. I think obviously you want to see a score here, but you just want to see some improvements that you've not seen in the last few drives.
9:34 left to go before we reach the halfway point. Chuckey-Doak leading 7-0 over West Greene here on the range. Brown out of that flex bone set, going to hand it off to his left. Cutting it out of defenders is Rylan Miller, the freshman tailback. He gets brought down near the line of scrimmage, and a flag flies in late. Couple of markers here early. Chuckey-Doak's been penalized 3 times. This one's going to go against the Buffaloes. First time they've had a marker against them here tonight.
Yeah, I think we've seen improvement from Chuckey-Doak. Obviously, we've seen a couple false start penalties. I get excited being out here on the football field, but we've definitely seen some cleanups from the past 2 weeks.
It'll be holding against the Buffaloes, so it'll negate the negative play on first down, and it'll back them up 10 yards. 1st and 20 now from their own 20-yard line. And an offense like West Greene's, Chris, we talked about it last week. You can't get behind the chains. A run-first offense, it just makes it that much harder when you got to look down at the play call sheet and find something for 1st and 20. Brown will fake a handoff, get it to Patterson out of the backfield, ripped down by Marcus Britt, the linebacker of Chuckey-Doak, but it is good for a gain of 10.
Yeah, I love to see Skylar Patterson getting the ball there. We knew that he was going to be a key piece if he could play in this game. We saw some injuries last week, but glad to see him back on the field and glad to see him putting production out there.
It'll go down as a gain of 13, bringing up a 2nd and 7. Interesting play call there. They motioned out Patterson and then brought him into the backfield and then sent him on that skinny wheel route out of the backfield. So a good pickup of 13 on 1st and long. Brown will draw back on 2nd and 7. Facing pressure, wrapped up by McCurry in the backfield, and he'll get whistled and fall down at the 30. Gustavo Alvarez also applying pressure at Chuckey-Doak defensive front, getting after the quarterback early on.
Yeah, we talked about it's going to be a defensive game, and you love to see big plays like that. West Greene trying to do something different. They drop back in the pass, and Chuckey-Doak's ready for it. They get back there quick.
The sack will be a Loss of 3, bringing up a 3rd and 10 for this Buffalo offense from the 31-yard line on that right hash. Brown, one receiver to his left. The 2 wing backs and the tight end to his right. Bailey directly behind him. They'll fake the handoff, toss it back. Cutting up the middle now is going to be Matthew Harrell. And it's Braxton Lowe, the freshman, a huge play on 3rd long. Maybe a big play saving tackle there from Lowe.
Yeah, if you're watching that there, you see that tackle and you think, oh, that's a big senior out there. But no, it's none other than the freshman, Braxton Lowe, coming out and making big hits.
That's a huge play, too. Good play call there on 3rd down. And hold on, it looks like Coach Monroe might lead the offense out there here on 4th and 6. There was a discussion between the official and the head coach. Austin Brown still on the sideline talking with his skipper.
Yeah, I thought that was a great play, like you talked about, kind of running that end around and trying to get people that weren't ready for that. But I think Chuckey-Doak came great with a good defensive scheme there.
They're going to wind the play clock with Brown still over on the sideline. Looks like there's still some confusion whether West Greene wants to punt it or go for it. And ultimately, there will be a timeout on the field. And we'll have an answer to what just transpired here in just a moment. 7:47 left to go here in the second. Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 0.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
So we have an answer for what just transpired. It is a holding penalty against the Buffaloes there on 3rd down, and it will be Coach Kaler declining that 3rd down loss, but you decline it and it goes 4th and 7, they accept it, so they back up to now 3rd and 20 from their own 20-yard line. Quad bunch, you don't see this every day. The offensive formation for the Buffaloes. Shotgun snap and a throw to his left, intended for Peyton Hilton, and it falls incomplete on 3rd and long.
Yeah, interesting play call there. But I kind of like what Coach Kaler did there is just back them up, let your defensive play get stops, make it a shorter punt in a sense, and give you better field position on offense. But also like the play call there from West Greene, you target a young guy, Kobe Love, and try to let one of your playmakers make a big play there.
Yeah, we know Peyton Hilton, accustomed to that big-time play. He's accounted for the only Buffalo touchdown of the season. Sean Bailey back to handle the punting duties for the Buffs. Back to receive the other end is Dom Atchison. Heels at the 45-yard line. Punt is off, and Atchison will let it rest. It'll bounce inside the 50, so not great field position, or good field position for Chuckey-Doak, not great flipping the field there for West Greene. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for this offense of Chuckey-Doak from plus territory already at the 46.
Yeah, I think there you saw some good chances that West Greene had there to maybe open up in the field. But, again, penalties are killing teams in this season so far.
We saw 2 penalties against West Greene on that drive. They're still looking for that first down of the game. 3 drives all resulting in punts thus far. Chuckey-Doak saw them struggle to move the ball a little bit early on. They connected their last time out, that 9-yard touchdown catch pulled in by Dom Atchison. And we got some more confusion, this time on the Chuckey-Doak sideline. Looks like not enough men on the field. So Coach Kaler going to get that straightened out. 7:30 left to go here in the second quarter of play. Chuckey-Doak leading West Greene 7-0 here in the 51st all-time meeting. I'm going to call it 50 because these two didn't play in 2020. Ball, the shotgun snap, through receivers to his left. Looking deep. He'll settle underneath. Intended target was Braxton Lowe on that in route. Popped off of his shoulder pads. Falling for an incompletion. Bringing up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think I don't want to discredit the players here, but I think they have got so tied up in this rivalry. Sometimes I'm forgetting how to play basic football here.
Absolutely. A lot of chippiness going on, especially between those two line of scrimmage. You can really tell the mouthing going on back and forth between the two squads. Hey, a lot of hatred, a lot of bitterness between these two schools, let me tell you.
Yeah, I think you were a part of that hatred there for a couple years, weren't you, man?
Yeah. All good times. 2nd and 10 coming up. It'll be a bubble screen down at the bottom of your screen. Dom Hanlon will receive it, and a flag will fly. Looks like that's going to be holding against Chuckey-Doak. Hanlon wrapped up and thrown for a loss on the play.
Yeah, you see West Greene's defense, the whistle blows, and they're still determined to bring that guy down. That rivalry is so intense, and every man is going to make every play to say, I'm the better guy there.
Those white helmets for West Greene, like you said, Chris, just flying to the football. And on the other side of the field, you got those black hats flying around as well. It's been a fun one to watch, a hard-nosed affair, but another penalty by the Black Knights will back them up even further. Now a 2nd and 20 for this Chuckey-Doak offense. 4th penalty of this first half for Chuckey-Doak. Still some things to clean up on if you're Coach Kaler. A young crew. Definitely a lot to show them in the film room, and really just some advice, some game management advice. Braden Green gets the handoff between the tackles, and a hard hit there by Damian Sentel at the line of scrimmage. Green will topple forward for a gain of about 2.
Yeah, West Greene's been helped out here with some offensive penalties. It's pushed Chuckey-Doak back, but I think West Greene's still playing really great on the defensive side of the ball.
7 minutes until the half, and you're right, Chris. This is a West Greene defense that kind of got run all over last week against North Greene, and for being completely honest, could have been a lot worse than what the final score indicated, but good to see them rebound in a big way and kind of keep their offense in this thing with 6.5 to go here in this second quarter. Ball will motion a receiver out to his right. Twins to the right side of the field. Green behind him will step up to block. Ball will take it himself and slide down right at the 50-yard line. Sentel, came in late with the hit on ball, but no flag is thrown. 4th and long here for this Black Knight offense.
Yeah, another long play that we've seen Chuckey-Doak convert on stuff like this in the past weeks. But one thing, again, I just want to brag on Kipton Ball there. He keeps seeing pressure coming that he's not seen in previous weeks, and it's like he's not scared of it. He steps up in the pocket, sees there's no read downfield, and he takes off and then scrambles for a few yards.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about a guy starting halfway through last season, but even then, just a freshman last season, so you got 5-6 starts under your belt, but coming in this season, I think the improvement has just been so much more notable this year for Ball. The spiral punt off the foot of Hanlon, received here by Patterson, the playmaker in space, knocked free by Kobe Love. Incredible stick there by the corner, the sophomore, Kobe Love. And Patterson spins around, eventually gets downed at the 35. West Greene with a chance here after the Chuckey-Doak punt.
Yeah, one thing I talked about in the previous drive was that West Greene targeted the young guy to try to make a play on, but I'm going to take my words back there. He really said, I might be young, but I'm a hard hitter.
He shot out of a cannon. Confusion in the backfield. Brown going to call his own number, running off the right side, brought down by Atchison, who loses his helmet on the play, so he'll have to come out for at least a snap. 2nd and 6 coming up after the gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, I really think if you're West Greene here, you've got to have some promises to take into the second half. I've said we've seen some good plays out of it, but the penalties have really drawn them back. So here you want to have clean football at the line of scrimmage. You want to continue to have plays that are going forward and have something to take into this halftime.
Well, that's something positive. You get a play that doesn't go behind you on 1st down, so good to see you staying in front of the chains. Brown, a play fake. He'll look back to his right. Nobody home. Looked like they were going to try a throwback screen there. And eventually we'll just have to scramble with it. Does get taken down by Marcus Britt inside the 45-yard line. Injury timeout on the play. Looks like that's Sentel gripping his wrist. He'll come off under his own power. That West Greene offense going to trot back out there for 3rd and short.
Yeah, if you're Chuckey-Doak's defense here, what do you expect here, Matthew?
I'd give it to Sean Bailey. Run it right up the pipe, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, I think it's 4-down territory here. Your offense a chance to score. You're moving the ball. Give it to Bailey. Run them twice. It doesn't matter. See what they opt for. 3rd and short. Bailey, the fake handoff. Brown off the left side. Gobbled up in the backfield for a loss. That's Kobe Love, the youngster, sophomore on the TFL, to bring up 4th and short.
Yeah, Kobe Love's really come to play, and we talk week in, week out about the young gun stepping up to play, and there's another young gun that's come to play here tonight.
Kobe Love, first tackle on the night, a TFL. A good start for the sophomore, the cornerback for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. Under 4 to play here, 4th and inches for the Buffaloes. In their own territory, Chris, do you roll the dice here, or you just punt it with a 4-minute drill the opposite way?
No, I think, like I've talked about, you have to have some momentum going into halftime. I think punting here again, that's all you've seen all game so far. And so you really want to go for it here, in my opinion. Play the aggressive game and then maybe get some momentum to push down the field for maybe a touchdown going into halftime.
Clock continues to wind. Coach Monroe going to take a timeout to think things over. 3:16 left to go. We'll step aside. Chuckey-Doak leading West Greene 7-0 here in our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
With the hustle and bustle of life, why not let Ashley Drug, a locally owned pharmacy, take something off of your plate with their med dosage packaging? Have your medications conveniently labeled with the date and time to take them. And while you're at it, utilize the free delivery service for those times that you can't get out of your house. Need an easy way to refill your medications? You can order and manage your refills today with text alerts. Text RX Local to 64890 to sign up and get started. Don't let life pass you by. Get out and enjoy every minute and let Ashley Drug help you do so. Located in the West Greene.
4th and inches now for the Buffaloes as we welcome you back out of the break. 3:16 left to go here in the first half. Coach Monroe going to leave the offense out on the field. He'll pack it in tight, and so will this Chuckey-Doak defensive front. Up the gut, it's Ethan White, the tight end, coming in to get the carry there on 4th and short. They're going to give him the line to gain, and that will move the chains. The first time West Greene has converted here for their first Marsh Propane first down of the day. Chris, you know about Marsh Propane? They're some of the best in the business. And let me tell you, just like a strong offensive line like we just saw there, Marsh has been keeping families protected and powered since 1966.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness by West Greene there. Just being able to push the ball. You only need a yard, and so you just pound it up the middle there.
And giving it to your tight end, no less.
Yeah, like you talked about, a lot of people expected Sean Bailey to get that ball there. And so you kind of throw that Chuckey-Doak defense off by giving it to somebody else, but still a big fella to get in the line.
Bailey largely bottled up here tonight. 5 carries, just 2 yards so far throughout this first half. We've really seen the main rushers for either teams bottled up. Those tough fronts, making it hard to rush against.
Yeah, that's one thing with West Greene here. You rely so much on Sean Bailey, and then you see here that Sean Bailey's not going to work right now, and so you've got to have those other guys that are willing to step up, and we've seen that time and time again.
Another pre-snap penalty for the Buffaloes. It'll back them up to 1st and 15 now from their own 40-yard line. Brown will take the snap. 3-step drop. He's got a man deep. Kobe Love will come down with an interception. Chuckey-Doak.
Wow, what a catch by Kobe Love. You know, I guess I hated on him early on in the game. Like, he was a young guy. But a big hit, a tackle for loss, and now an interception. What another young gun stepping up for this Chuckey-Doak team.
What a play by the sophomore, Kobe Love. We've called his name quite a few times, like you said, but he comes up in a big way there. Austin Brown looking downfield, pass intended for Shane Wilhoit, who we've seen as an impact player in that West Greene offense. But Kobe Love, what a play from that young corner, coming up with the interception. 2:16 left to go now. Chuckey-Doak will have the ball on offense after the turnover. Ball, shotgun snap. He'll hand it off to Britt behind 2 pulling guards. He'll get pushed forward past the 40-yard line for a first down. Another Marsh Propane first down for the Black Knights. Their 6th of the game.
Looks like it was brought down by West Greene's quarterback, Austin Brown, there playing on the defensive side of the ball.
3 tackles so far for Austin Brown. So good to see. I mean, I know whenever I threw a pick on Fridays, I always wanted to take the guy's head off, whoever caught it on the opposite side. So maybe that's his way of letting out some frustration. 1st and 10 for Chuckey-Doak here. Left hash will be a handoff. Well, once again to Marcus Britt, this time for a gain of 4. Brought down by Sean Bailey and a few others. Coach Kaler going to take a minute to talk things over. We will too. Be back in a minute and a half. 1:40 left to go here before we reach the half. It's Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 0.
No more sitting in a waiting room when you're feeling awful. Bayleton Drug Company now offers a all-in-one test kit. Just pick it up at 515 Van Hill Road in Bayleton. Take it home and test once for COVID, flu A, flu B. Then call or text us a picture of your positive results, and a pharmacist will fill your prescription for easy pickup, all from the comfort of your own home. Bayleton Drug.
1:40 left to go here before we reach the half. Kipton Ball and Co. at their own 45-yard line after the Chuckey-Doak interception. He's got a man to his right, and he'll complete it to Dom Hanlon. It'll be enough to move the chains for another Marsh Propane first down.
Yeah, I love to see this Chuckey-Doak offense up and going, and they have so many different options they can go to in this 2-minute drill.
And great pocket movement so far in this first half from that young quarterback. Kipton unfazed by the pressure West Greene's been sending. He's had the guys screaming at him all night. The 1st and 10 to carry to the left side. Braden Green breaks through, picks up a defender, tosses him aside. He'll get Chuckey-Doak down to the 25-yard line for another Marsh Propane first down.
Brought down by Kyler Patterson. Love to see him stepping it up again and making some big plays out there.
Also good to see Braden Green going again. First carry we've seen from him in a while. 1st and 10 for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights from the West Greene 25. Green cutting it out of traffic between the left tackle and the left guard for eventually being brought down there by Ethan White. Coach Monroe going to make a substitution over on the sideline. And it looks like Chuckey-Doak will take another timeout. We'll keep it right here before we reach the half. 3 seconds remain in this first half of play. We'll try to see if we can find that score update over in Mountain City and over in Sneedville. Do have an update over in Burley Stadium. 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Greenville leads Northview Academy 13-0. We also got an update for you on the North Greene front. Thomas Darnell with 82 yards rushing and 75 passing yards in that first half of play. Braden Weems with 60 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half as North Greene leads Hancock County 41-6. Don't think Hancock County's going to win that one.
I'm not sure, but that North Greene team has really come to play these past few weeks.
And then South Greene leads Johnson County. Get this, Chris, 20-2.
Wow, we thought that would be a really explosive game by both teams, but South Greene has really come to show. We've played the tough opponents. We know what it takes, and we're just going to keep pounding that on every opponent we play.
Under 5 to play over in Mountain City. Under 1 to play here from Mosheim. Coming out of the break, Kipton Ball and his offense with a 2nd and 5 coming up. They'll fake a throw. The RPO, top of the screen. A tackle for a loss as they wrap up Don Atchison a couple yards in the backfield.
Brought down by Aiden Thompson there for that West Greene defense. A freshman. We talk a lot of storylines about the freshmen and sophomores that are stepping up. That's his 3rd tackle tonight, and he's just looked wonderful on the defensive side of the ball.
Really have enjoyed watching him play. And another freshman stepping up, making a play. It's Braxton Lowe on the quick slant from the slot. Kipped ball, a well-timed throw. And that'll move the chains for a Chuckey-Doak Marsh Propane first down. 1st and 10 now from the 11. Ball, the mesh, pops out of his hands on the fake handoff. The running back, Braden Green, knocked it loose. Kicked ball falls on it, so it'll be a loss of 7 for the Black Knights. Clock continues to tick. 16 seconds to go. Chuckey-Doak out of timeouts. You got to hurry here. You burned all those timeouts. You run the risk like you do here. It'll be a handoff to Green off the right side. Wrapped up. Nothing doing, and the clock continues to tick. We go to the half. What a way to end things through our first 2 quarters of play. Your score, Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 0. Our Heritage Community Bank halftime report coming up right after this. Here's you're listening to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now, get it straight from our doors to yours.
One thing we all have in common is the need for a good running vehicle. Here at 107 Tire and Service Center, we make that achievable with our affordable prices on repairs. Our certified techs equipped to work on any major or minor repair from brakes to engine replacements, and we offer high-quality parts and a 12-month or 12,000-mile parts and labor warranty on most repairs. Come and see us at 6256 Irwin Highway in Chuckey, Tennessee, or give us a call at 620-4970.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Unfortunately, laundry is for everyone. Luckily, so is 70 and Summer Coin Laundry. As Greenville's first-in-class laundromat, 70 and Summer Coin Laundry proudly offers Greene County and the surrounding areas an always clean and video-monitored environment to safely utilize their coin and card-operated machines that have the option to operate in both Spanish and English language, and their high-capacity washers and dryers. And for your convenience, detergent, fabric, softener, and snack machines are available. So finally, Laundry Day can be your favorite day at 70 and Summer Coin Laundry, located at 1045 West Summer.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hardworking equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Looking for a garage door without the long wait? At D&D Garage Door Supplier of Greenville, you'll find Safeway brand garage doors delivered in just 9 business days. Why wait 4 to 6 weeks when your new door could be rolling up sooner? They're your one-stop shop with over 25 years of experience, offering doors, parts, installs, and openers, including LiftMaster motors, overheads, and side mounts. Dealers, go check them out. They've got everything you need to get the job done right. Stop by 107 Bohannon Avenue or call 423-278-0622. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day.
My dad was born here in 1933. The Terry family has been around East Tennessee since that time, almost 100 years now. Over the past 25 years of my career, I've had the opportunity to represent East Tennesseans all over the country. When we say, let our family help your family, we mean that. That is something we live by here at the Terry Law Firm. You have my word that we will represent your family just like you're part of our family.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
This is the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing, brought to you by the Terry Law Firm, the Main Brand Hair Company, Tusculum Body Shop, D&D Garage Door Supplier, and by CNC Custom Trailers.
Hello and welcome back here from Mosheim at the half, where Chuckey-Doak leads West Greene 7-0 through 2 quarters of play. A defensive-minded battle between two cross-county rivals. Chris, overall thoughts from that first half?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of takeaways that coaches can take into that locker room. Obviously, one thing is cutting down the penalties. We saw Chuckey-Doak continuing with the false starts. But I think there's a lot of good things on offense that you take away, and so many defensive things I think you can take into that locker room.
Beautiful shot of the full moon overhead here from the range. Excellent shot there. But you just get the feel. It's kind of got that spooky feeling. Neither team willing to give an inch. Both defensive lines battling back and forth. Couple of young players stepping up and making plays. Let's talk about some of those young players as we enter our Nick Hershey Cardinal Financial scoring recap throughout that first half of play. Let's start with the visitors, Chuckey-Doak, on the scoreboard first. And I don't think you can talk about Chuckey-Doak without talking about sophomore quarterback Kipton Ball. So far here tonight, 7 of 11 for 59 yards and a touchdown. No picks through 2 quarters of play. Kipton's been huge, 2 carries for a loss of 3. Dom Atchison also big on the receiving end. He's got 6 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown. Dom Hanlon, the only other Black Knight to catch a pass. And then that rushing attack that we talked about so much coming in was Braden Green. Braden Green, so far, 8 carries, 30 yards for Braden Green. Marcus Britt, who came in that second quarter, has really been the main toter in that backfield. 42 yards on 5 carries for him. What do you have to think about that Black Knight defense throughout that first half?
Yeah, a lot of takeaways from the offense, but looking on that defense side of the ball, you've got 17 tackles from that defense individually. Obviously, we've seen a lot more where you've got 4, 5, and 6 Chuckey-Doak players piling in on top. 3 tackles for losses, I think, have been a big crucial play. You've got Marcus Britt not only being in the backfield on the offensive side of the ball, but he's getting in the backfield and getting a sack there on the defensive side of the ball. And then the story of tonight is Kobe Love. 2 tackles, a tackle for loss, and then the interception. Man, he has stepped up tremendously. I love to see that from the young guy, and I know Coach Kaler loves to see that as well.
118 yards of total offense for the Black Knights through 2 quarters, 59 on the ground, 59 through the air. A well-balanced attack for this Chuckey-Doak Black Knights squad. West Greene, on the other hand, they've struggled to move the ball at times, but what they've lacked offensively, they've certainly stepped up on the defensive side of the ball. Just 21 yards of total offense for the Buffaloes through 2 quarters, 8 on the ground, 13 through the air. Austin Brown, their signal caller, 1 of 3 for 13 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception by one Kobe Love. On the ground, Sean Bailey, mostly bottled up so far, 5 carries for 2 yards for him. Shane Wilhoit's got a catch for 13 yards. Matthew Harrell had that reverse where he took for a gain of 4 on the ground. And then Ethan White powered ahead for that gain of 1. But other than that, not much else for that West Greene offense.
Yeah, not much you can talk about on the offensive side of the ball, but I think there's some good things on the defensive side of the ball. We've seen Kyler Patterson step up with 2 tackles, making his return this week. And one thing I want to point out, I think without this West Greene defense, this might be a totally different ball game. I think this West Greene defense has come physical, and they've come ready to play here in this first half.
They've definitely been up for the task. Coming up, we're going to hear from the West Greene marching band after this short break, but that will do it for our Nick Hershey Cardinal Financial scoring recap. Again, your score at the halftime break. Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 0. Here as you're listening to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
And we welcome you back as West Greene's marching band set to take the field. We'll step aside as they perform here at the half where Chuckey-Doak leads 7-0. Excellent number there by the Pride of the Herd marching band and drum major Emma Ramsey. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's our Friday night scoreboard. We take it around the region, Greenville, North Greene, and South Greene all in action. We'll have those scores when we come back from the break. Again, your score at the break here in Mosheim, it's Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 0 here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Once again, Matthew Palazzo.
And once again, we welcome you back to the Heritage Community Bank halftime report here at the break, where Chuckey-Doak leads West Greene 7-0, 118 total yards of offense for that Chuckey-Doak offensive attack, just 21 for the Herd and the Buffaloes. Still some things to prove if you're West Greene. Still need to get that ball rolling on the offensive side of the ball. Let's hop around the region, tell you about some scores of interest. Jellicoe leading Jackson County of Kentucky 14-8 at the break. Union out of Virginia leads Daniel Boone 28-0. Elsewhere in Region 1, Sullivan East Cherokee tied up 7 apiece in the first quarter. Happy Valley leads Claiborne 28-6. Seymour currently with the edge over Cott County 20-7 at the break as well. Cumberland Gap and Cosby tied up at 7 apiece. Gates City and Dobbins Bennett set to do battle tonight in the second quarter. DB leads 14-6. Elizabethton leading Westridge 7-0. Greenville with a lead over Northview. We'll get to that game in just a moment. North Greene leads Hancock County at the break as well. We'll touch on that in a few if you haven't heard already in their dismantling of Hancock County. South Greene also with a lead, but Jefferson County leading Morristown West 24-7. Morristown East and David Crockett tied up 7-7. Chris Osman's Fighting Canes. Science Hill trails Tennessee High 14-3. Hampton with a big lead over where? Sunbright 38-0 at the break. Gatlinburg Pittman leads Unicoi County at halftime 7-6. That's of note in Region 1 3A Chuckey-Doak's region. Granger trails Volunteer 15-0 at the break. West Greene and Chuckey-Doak here at the break. Again, your score is 7-0. Let's tell you about that South Greene, North Greene, and Greenville game, though. Last time out, it was a Zayden Anderson touchdown that brought the Greenville lead to 20-0. Still 11 minutes left in the second quarter over at Burley Stadium. And then Brandon Weems with a kickoff return touchdown. Why do they keep kicking to the Weems brothers?
I still don't get it. I don't get it.
North Greene leads Hancock 48-6 as they start the third quarter over in Sneedville. And then over in Mountain City, South Greene leads Johnson County. Yes, the score is still 20-2. So that's all of our scores updated. Again, your score here from Mosheim, it's Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 0. Coming up, our second half of adjustments here on the range as we take you back to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
And we welcome you back here on the range where Chuckey-Doak leads West Greene 7-0 in a low-scoring affair in this cross-county rivalry here with Chris Sauceman as we sit down, talk about this second half. Low-scoring, obviously, both defenses bringing their lunch pails here today. Chris, what can you say about that Chuckey-Doak offense? We'll start with them and what they need to do to improve and maybe score some more points this second half.
Yeah, I think they're doing great already. We're moving the ball, but I think we move the ball and then penalties put us back. So kind of something I've talked about week in and week out is just lowering those penalties and being able, when you move the ball, not get set back. And so just coming at the line of scrimmage, ready, set, ready to go, and then let your big players make the big plays.
Now, lining up across from them, of course, West Greene, they've certainly come to play here tonight. They've given up 30-plus in their first 2 games of the season, but tonight just 7 through 2 quarters of play for Chuckey-Doak, holding Braden Green to under 40 yards. And what can you tell me about that West Greene defense? What do they need to continue to do right coming into the second half?
Yeah, that West Greene defense, honestly, I'm proud of them. I think they've done great, and I think they've shown great skills, being very disciplined. And so I think coming out here, you've been stopping the run game. You continue that, but now you got to have your DBs, your safeties ready to stop that pass game as well.
Let's put the offensive hat on once again. This West Greene offense still sluggish to start, still unable to score or find any points, just needing an ounce of momentum, just one first down throughout that first half. What do they need to do just to get a spark of life in this third quarter?
Yeah, so they've got to look at Monroe's 3 keys of the games. Each player's got to execute their role, and then they really got to look to Monroe's 3rd key of the game, which is score. I think that's a pretty basic thing in football, but obviously they're not executing that well, and so you've got to win the big play battle. We've seen Peyton go deep a time or two. They just don't connect, so we got to be able to execute those big plays well.
All right, and then lastly for this Chuckey-Doak defense, how can Coach Hensley's defense continue to pitch this shutout in the second half?
Yeah, I think you let your leaders still step up, let them kind of control the game, and then let your young guys just continue to play. They're playing phenomenal already. I don't think there's a ton of things from that defensive side of the ball to really need to change.
All right, well, just about ready to get this second half underway. Chuckey-Doak leading West Greene 7-0 at the break. We'll be back after this quick break here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
This is the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing, brought to you in part by Terry's Flooring, Heritage Community Bank, Baileyton Drug Company, State Representative David Hawk, and 70 and Summer Coin Laundry. Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Once again, Matthew Palazzo.
They need to look to Monroe's.
Hello and welcome back here from Mosheim. Chuckey-Doak leading West Greene 7-0, just about ready to get things started in this second half. Chris, you were just talking about the keys to this second half, and other than the keys in the game itself, how did that first half live up and this rivalry kind of live up through those first 2 quarters?
Yeah, I thought coming out early on, you saw a lot of chirpiness. You saw a lot of physical play. The players really owning up to that rivalry. You've talked about in previous years that it's been a low-scoring game, and I think you've seen this here, obviously, in this first half.
Chuckey-Doak will kick it off first to start this third quarter after West Greene won the opening coin toss and decided to defer until this second half. A defensive slugfest through those first 24 minutes of action, just about ready to put boot to ball and begin quarter number 3. We got you updated on those fronts over in Sneedville and Mountain City, and then over at Burley Stadium. Hey, we're locked in a tight one here. It's a good one on our hands here on the range in Mosheim. Chuckey-Doak leading by 7. Hanlon will put boot to pig, and picking it up on the 15-yard line is Skylar Patterson on the receiving end. Wrapped up for a moment. He bounces off a tackler running on this near sideline. He makes another man miss. Tripped up into plus territory by Marcus Britt. A monster return, and West Greene is in opposing territory for the first time tonight.
What a way to start off that second half. You talked about you got to win the big play battle, and right there, you see that, a big play come out off kickoff.
Absolute huge momentum builder for this West Greene offense. You haven't been able to get the ball rolling, at least through your plays offensively, but a good job there by Skylar Patterson, a guy we talked about coming in. Injured last week against North Greene, but a vertical threat and an athletic playmaker. They'll fake it to Patterson here and try the waggle play. Pass intended from Brown to Banks, incomplete, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from Chuckey-Doak's 37-yard line.
Yeah, you see that big play coming out of the half on the kick return. You get your boys excited, you get them fired up to come out here, but you still have to come out, be calm, be poised, and just come ready to play your style of football.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Buffs. Still in that condensed formation. Single receiver to the right. They'll hand it off to Patterson here. He'll cut up on the right side of that Chuckey-Doak defense, making another man miss and drag a tackler inside the 20. West Greene into the Gary's Paint and Body red zone for the first time tonight.
Looks like that could possibly be a late hit coming in by Marcus Britt.
And we will await the call from the stripes down on the field. Again, the deliberation will take effect on this near sideline. Austin Brown going to go have a word with his head coach on the sideline. And it will be a personal foul, a 15-yarder against the Chuckey-Doak defense. They'll be backed up even further against their backs. And, hey, this West Greene offense having some help, but a couple plays by Skylar Patterson, and you're knocking at the door looking for that 2nd touchdown of the season.
Yeah, I think me and Coach Monroe were really on the same page there with our adjustments in the second half.
Yeah.
You've got to come out with big plays. And then talking about Chuckey-Doak, I said you have to cut down on the penalties, and you're getting an unnecessary penalty right there. You make the tackle. I know the rivalry's hot, but there's no need in that.
1st and goal now for West Greene with 11.5 left to go. Just 28 seconds into this 3rd quarter. West Greene shot out of a cannon. Kyler Patterson sets him up in good field position with that 60-yard kickoff return. And the offense poised here for their first touchdown of the night.
Yeah, I talked about at the beginning of the game, you've got to open up the run game in the pass, and they've come out here hot in the second half.
Motion from the left. Brown will hand it off to Tristan Banks. Cutting up the middle of that Chuckey-Doak defense. He'll reach into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
What a way to start that second half. You come out firing. Now you got your home crowd hyped up on you. You know your defense is playing well. What a way to start that second half if you're a Buffaloes fan.
Absolutely huge. More yards on that drive than they had the entire first half. West Greene has scored for the 2nd time all season, and in a big way, too, against their cross-county rivals.
What an exciting time to be a West Greene fan.
An extra point here will tie it. Handling the kicking duties is Kendall Caldwell. Kick is up and through the uprights. It's good. We got ourselves a tie ball game. We'll take a break. Coming up, 11:20 left to go in the 3rd. Things tied 7 apiece from First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Well, Chris, you were asking for a response from that West Greene offense, and you certainly got it coming out of the gates in that second half. Kyler Patterson sets it all up with a tremendous kick return, and West Greene going to go for the onside kick here. It gets recovered by Chuckey-Doak's William Johnson of Chuckey-Doak. So the Black Knights will benefit with the good field position.
Yeah, if you're West Greene here, you're really excited that you scored. You've not seen that a lot this season, but now you've got to move to the next play. That's something that a lot of coaches talk about. Enjoy it there in the moment, but then you've got to go to that next play and be ready to fire back on the defensive side of the ball.
11:20 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Just opened things up in the second half, and we already got fireworks. A 10-yard touchdown run by Tristan Banks, and we're all tied up. Split formation here for the Black Knights. Braden Green at tailback. He'll get the carry. Brought down in the backfield for a loss of 5 on the play. That's Peyton Hilton. Emphatically in the backfield, bringing down Green for another negative yardage play on first down.
Yeah, we talked about one of the keys and players to watch is Peyton Hilton. How do we get him involved on the offense? Well, he said, I'm going to get myself involved on that defensive side of the ball. And he got back in the backfield quick and made a big play.
Quick discussion here for the officials, and it looks like it was a penalty against the Black Knights. Another pre-snap penalty. It is declined, though, so we'll bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Knights.
You know, the penalty gets declined there, and so it doesn't hurt you in that sense, but you've got to clean up those penalties. You're going to get late in the season, and those penalty yards are really going to hurt you.
And this is when that youth starts to show up front. Got to limit those mistakes. Just can't shoot yourself on the foot, especially on first down. Those early downs, got to stay in front of the chain, something we've seen Chuckey-Doak have problems with at times here tonight. See what they opt for on 2nd and long. Kipton ball at quarterback. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Tight end tucked in the right side of the formation. West Greene bringing pressure to the box. Greene right up the gut. Hit hard at the line of scrimmage. This time, Ethan White coming up with a TFL, or the tackle, excuse me. Greene wrestles forward for a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd and 12 here from the left hash. And Chuckey-Doak's own 47-yard line, a lengthy huddle here as Kipton ball receives the signal from the sideline. Coach Kaler does handle the signaling duties for the offensive play caller.
I think if you're West Greene here, you have to be excited. You score on offense, and your defense has really stepped up here.
They'll back the Dogs off for a moment. Ball will roll out to his right. He's got Atchison downfield at the marker. Pass complete, tripped up past the 35-yard line, inside the 35, I should say. That'll be enough to move the chains. Chuckey-Doak's first Marsh Propane first down of this second half. Good answer there on 3rd down.
Yeah, we see time and time again that Chuckey-Doak gets put way back, and they've got a lot of yards to gain, and somehow time in and time out, they make plays happen there.
Good start to this 3rd quarter for Kipton ball. 7 of 11 for 59 yards and a touchdown in that first half. The sophomore playing well beyond his years here on a Friday night in Mosheim. 2 receivers to ball's right. He'll turn around and hand it off to Greene. Streaking right side, off tackle. Bouncing off of Sean Bailey, the tackler, for a 7-yard gain on 1st and 10.
I like to see that they're giving Braden Greene another chance here in the second half. Get him involved. You know he can do big things. You just got to let him get that time to explode.
11th carry of the night for Greene. 34 yards for Greene, who's had a couple of double century performances so far. 4 touchdowns on the season. He's looking for his first of the night. Still has yet to find that box. 9:20 left to go here in the 3rd. Tie ball game at 7-7. Ball 2 receivers to his left. West Greene, pressure up front. Ball was looking for Hanlon on the slant to his right. It gets tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Black Knights.
Man, I love to see this West Greene defense. You've seen they give up the big play, but they don't give up on the drive. They still keep playing their brand of football.
The incompletion will leave a interesting scenario here for this Black Knight offense. We'll see what Coach Kaler decides to do. From the West Greene 26, right hash, Atchison to Hanlon to ball's right. McMurray tucked into the left side of the formation. Ball will hand it off left. Greene going to follow Alvarez, who was pulling up for him, made the block he needed, and he cuts forward for a gain of 5 and a first down, brought down by Damian Centel on the play. Black Knights now into the Gary's Paint and Body red zone once again.
First down for Chuckey-Doak here. Curious what they're going to do in this offensive drive here down in the red zone.
Again, Gustavo Alvarez, the right guard, pulling on that play, getting up to that second level, making the block needed for Braden Greene to get that first down. From the 18-yard line, a quick bubble screen over to Atchison. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Once again, the freshman coming up with a big TFL. That's Aiden Thompson on the tackle. Call it a loss of 1 on the play for Atchison on the bubble screen.
Yeah, Aiden's been very, very big on this defensive side of the ball. You know, I'm watching there. As soon as Kipton's eyes turned to that right side of the field, Aiden darted straight for that receiver. So what a quick read there by the DB.
And looks like we might have an early timeout here, and we will. Coach Kaler going to take a minute to talk things over And we'll join them. 8:12 left to go in the quarter. Chuckey-Doak 7, West Greene 7. We'll join you next here from the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
Second and 12 for the Black Knights. First play, a handoff, right side off tackle. Braden Green barreling through a few Buffalo defenders, and that's enough for the line to gain for another Marsh Propane first down. Chris, you know, this first down is brought to you by Marsh Propane, and Marsh is your MVP for residential and commercial propane. Whether it's firing up the grill for the big game or heating your home even, keeping the business running perhaps, Marsh Propane is powering our champions since 1966. 7:57 left to go here in the third quarter. First and goal now for the Black Knights after a big pickup on second down by Braden Green. They'll pack it in tight. A handoff now to Marcus Britt, who'll get wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. He needed just a few yards. He reaches over. I believe they're going to mark him short.
I think that Chuckey-Doak offensive line thought he was in there.
So you needed 3. You got maybe 1.5. And that brings up second and goal for the Black Knights, who aren't afraid to pack it in tight and run the football in close.
Well, I think your offense have shown time and time again that Marcus Britt, Braden Green, they can really get in there and they're not afraid to push up the line.
Tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Shotgun snap for ball, hand up the middle for Britt, carried by a couple of tackles, and he's in for the touchdown. 6 for Britt, and Chuckey-Doak leads it once again, 13-7, after Britt powers in from 2 yards out.
Man, we talk about how Britt might be the faster option there at the running back, can get east to west there, but he's just as physical as Braden Green is to get up in the middle of that line.
Chuckey-Doak takes the lead back, 13-7 at the 7:02 mark here in the third quarter of play. Dom Hanlon out to attempt the extra point. Kipton ball to hold. And Chuckey-Doak will trot out its 11th man onto the kickoff unit, or the field goal unit, perhaps. Excuse me. Snap the hold, late, but Hanlon gets it up. It's through the uprights and good. Chuckey-Doak tacks one more onto its lead. They lead it 14-7 with 7:02 left to go in this third quarter. Be back right after this here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest asset. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Hello, friends. This is State Representative David Hawk. Always honored to support our Greenville and Greene County schools in their academic and athletic programs. We are blessed to have great families, teachers, and coaches working hard to ensure a bright future for our students. I'm David Hawk, encouraging all listeners to get involved and stay involved with our young people to help them succeed. We work hard in the classroom through the week and play hard on the field when the Friday night lights turn on. Once again, this is David Hawk. It's my honor to serve and represent you. Paid for by Fund to Elect David Hawk. Daniel.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Once again, Matthew Palazzo.
Well, the Buffaloes came out of the gates running to start this second half, but Chuckey-Doak with a quick answer in response. They lead at 14-7 over West Greene. Dom Hanlon with the kickoff on the ensuing touchdown drives. Kyler Patterson, who had that big return the last time out, gets wrapped up here trying to make some magic happen. Doesn't get brought down. A big hit coming in late, and Patterson will take it out right about around the 20-yard line. Chris, what'd you see from the Black Knight offense? A good response that drive?
Yeah, I thought it was a great response. West Greene comes out in a phenomenal offense that I don't think we've seen all year. They come out, they push the ball down the field, they put it in the end zone. If you're Chuckey-Doak, you've got to respond with your offensive power, and I thought they did great there. They kept under poise, kept him ball. He didn't get nervous. He stayed in that pocket, moved out when he needed to, and put 6 more points on the board.
You finished the drive with a 2-yard touchdown run for Marcus Britt. West Greene, like you said, Chris, a chance to build on that previous offensive possession. It's their second touchdown drive of the season. A motion to the right here. Brown will fake and throw to his right. He's got Patterson in the flats. Running free. That's Tristan Banks tripped up beyond the line to gain. It's another Marsh Propane first down for the West Greene Buffaloes.
So an offense we've not seen, we're not familiar with. We're used to that run heavy, pounded up the middle. West Greene has opened that up with some side-to-side passing, and it's been very successful for them this game.
16-yard gain on 1st and 10. This West Greene offense continues to click. A 16-yard reception there for Tristan Banks. Usually the halfback. Here's a handoff to Kyler Patterson, wrapped up and thrown down by the freshman, Gustavo Alvarez.
5th tackle by Gustavo Alvarez and his 3rd tackle for a loss there.
This guy is an absolute force. And Coach Kaler talked about it in his interview, the Terry's Flooring Billy Kaler show earlier this week. He said, they call him Gus, but he said, I'm just excited we have him for 3 more years. I can't believe that kid is a freshman.
Yeah, we talked about people making big plays like that. It's your senior, they're going out on a high note, but he has so much promise for 3 more years.
A lot of promise indeed. Brown, another play fake, another throw downfield. Pass intended for tight end Ethan White, and it falls beyond him for an incomplete pass, and that will bring up 2nd and long for the Buffs. Or excuse me, it'll bring up 3rd and long. Forgot the play by Gustavo Alvarez, the TFL, and then the incomplete pass, and this West Greene offense staring down a 3rd and 15 from their own 30-yard line.
See here if West Greene can keep their poise, stay calm, and make a big play here. Win the big play battle.
Looks like Coach Monroe going to take a chance to talk things over. We'll step aside with him. 5:50 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7, as you continue to listen to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Win or lose, it's a family tradition. "24-hour hot breakfast, cold drinks, and a table big enough for the whole team, or just your team.
5:50 left to go. First play coming out of the break and the West Greene timeout. Brown launches it downfield. Hilton had it in his grasp for a second, but it gets broken up at the last second by Dom Atchison. The Chuckey-Doak safety coming over the veteran with a big play there on 3rd and 15.
Yeah, I like the play call going to Peyton there. You talked about you want to get him involved. You want to get big plays open. I think that's the guy you go to there. So I don't hate the call there, but Dom stepping up with a great defensive play there.
You saw them isolate him earlier in this ball game, but Kobe Love had that PBU. That time it's Dom Atchison, and it brings up 4th and 15 here for the Buffs who choose to punt. Sean Bailey back for the punting unit. He'll boot one away, a spiraling kick over to Dom Atchison, who will leave it and let it rest as it dribbles down to Chuckey-Doak's 33-yard line. Chris Sossman, our color analyst for the night. Scott Anthony, our cameraman, showing you our beautiful imagery this evening. And Derek Tarleton, our producer. We got a full crew here. Johnny Painter also taking pictures and producing our write-up for this Chuckey-Doak West Greene battle. Chris, we talked about it. Battle of the Milk Can. right? You got all these, the border war going on this weekend with Kansas and Missouri, a couple other good rivalry names. These two teams, they've played pretty much since the inception of the school itself. How do we not have a name for this rivalry?
Yeah, I don't know. You can get so creative with a rivalry like this, and so I'd love for somebody to put a little statement on it.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. I got a name for it, but we'll talk about it shortly. Interrupted by Austin Brown making his presence known on the defensive side. A huge sack as ball dropped back there on 1st and 10. That'll bring up a 2nd and 17 after the quarterback inflicts some damage on the other quarterback.
Yeah, we talked about a rivalry and getting back at one another. Quarterback gets back at the other quarterback. The first time we've seen Kipton ball sacked tonight, right, and we get to see it from the other quarterback. So love to see that rivalry there.
Chuckey-Doak coming off that touchdown drive, which culminated in that 2-yard touchdown run for Marcus Britt. Braden Greene, the tailback, behind ball, under 5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun snap, a handoff to Britt. He'll follow a lead blocker up the left sideline, evades a tackler before eventually being pulled down past the 40-yard line.
Tristan Banks there with the tackle there.
Good vision there by Braden Greene, and a huge pickup for that Black Knight offense on 2nd and long.
Yeah, Braden Greene's kind of looking back to himself. Took him a while to get going. We've seen him get some handoffs, not really make anything out of it. But we're getting to see the normal Braden Greene that we're used to these past few weeks.
All right, well, he's come to play. His last 2 carries have gone for 10+. They've both gone for first downs. Again, 30 yards in that first half on those 8 carries. Since then, does have 6 carries for 38 yards. 1st and 10 for the Black Knights here on their own 44. Ball, a shotgun snap again. They run the power right up the gut this time. Greene can't bounce it after getting dropped by Damian Centel at the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, that's Kenneth DeBoard. You get confused with those two. They both play very similarly, very tough.
They got similar builds too, but that's Kenneth's 2nd tackle for the night. Kind of similar to the first one, getting in there, getting physical, bringing that run down.
The big play by DeBoard, and it's a gain of 1, which brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Black Knight offense on their own 45-yard line. Kipton sends 2 receivers out to his right. Kobe Love to the boundary. Marcus Britt, the new tailback. West Greene sends pressure. Ball lofts one intended for Atchison downfield. Thought he had him on the post. Maybe if you get that up. Looked like he was facing some pressure there, so it might have made it difficult for him. But Atchison a chance to break it if he does corral that one.
Yeah, I think Kipton's looked very poised in the pocket, being able to step up when blitzes come. But I think West Greene's done a really good job of shading those blitzes, hiding those, not letting Kipton see them come, and really putting some pressure on him.
Good pickup there by Marcus Britt, and the Chuckey-Doak running back duo has done a great job of identifying those blitzers too, coming off that edge, to your point. That time, I don't think Ball was as lucky to evade the damaging blow. For 3rd and 9 will be a handoff to Britt. He'll hurdle a defender on the ground and get brought down into plus territory. And an interesting decision on the way for Coach Kaler and this offensive staff.
Yeah, I think one thing that's important with Chuckey-Doak's offense is they've got, like you said, 2 very powerful, good, useful running backs. So when one gets wore out, you've got somebody to go to that replaces them and brings just the amount of energy, the amount of effort that the other one does.
4th and 5 here for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. Chris, what are you calling here on 4th down?
I think I'm going to Dom Atchison here. I might go a slant route here, maybe an RPO with a little slant route.
He's had a ton of targets here tonight. Does have 6 receptions. He's probably been targeted on 9 of Kipton's 11 attempts, or 9 of his now 13 attempts. And it'll be a handoff to Britt. He'll spin around, reach out well past the marker for another Marsh Propane first down. Austin Brown on the tackle.
Austin's 5th tackle of the night. He's playing well on the defensive side of the ball.
Marcus Britt continues to just come in, give Braden Greene that much-needed rest, and just shoot out of a cannon. Every carry he's got, he's pushing for you. Talk about Braden Greene being that north to south back, really just north. Marcus Britt, much of the same.
Yeah, they look phenomenal tonight, and I love the confidence that Coach Kaler has in his running backs. You know, a deep 4th down there, but you're going to give it to your running back. You're going to trust them. They've done well all game.
Maybe a false start here at the bottom of your screen. That receiver just nudged. Kobe Love, the sophomore, called his name a number of times tonight for positive plays. This time, we'll back that Black Knight offense up behind the chains now on 1st and extended.
That's the thing you talked about earlier. You know, the young guys, eventually stuff like that's going to come out. You're going to have the good plays to talk about, but with the young guys, you're going to have those young mistakes, and there's what you see right there.
14-7, Chuckey-Doak still in front by 7 with 1:40 left to go here in the third quarter of play. Both teams have traded touchdowns here in the third coming out of the break. A screen pass to the bottom of the field, and Kobe Love evades one tackler, makes another man miss, but eventually gets brought down by Tristan Banks near the sideline. Love slow to get up, a couple yards away from that West Greene coaching staff.
You know, one thing I love about
Love still yet to get up. We're going to take a break. Give him a chance to hopefully get up under his own power when we come back. Your score with 1:26 left in the third. Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7.
Looking for a garage door without the long wait? At D&D Garage Door Supplier of Greenville, you'll find Safeway brand garage doors delivered in just 9 business days. Why wait 4 to 6 weeks when your new door could be rolling up sooner? They're your one-stop shop with over 25 years of experience, offering doors, parts, installs, and openers, including LiftMaster motors, overheads, and side mounts. Dealers, go check them out. They've got everything you need to get the job done right. Stop by 107 Bohannon Avenue or call 423-278-0622. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Once again, Matthew Pilato.
1:26 remaining here in the third quarter. Chuckey-Doak leading West Greene 14-7. A scare on the near sideline with Kobe Love going down due to injury, but good to see him walk off under his own power. Chris, the guy we've called a lot here tonight. Good to see him up and moving. A handoff on 2nd and 9. It's Marcus Britt off the left tackle. Tripped up for a moment, but steps out of a tackle before being pushed past the 35-yard line and deeper into West Greene territory. See if that's enough to move the chains. It looks like it should be from my vantage point.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk before we went to that break about Coach Kaler and his offense is that he has so much confidence in his team, his young team. You see Kobe Love make a little rookie mistake there, but then it goes right back to Kobe Love and giving him the ball. And I think that builds so much confidence in your young guys to allow them to go out and perform and make big plays.
And that's a good point. It puts a lot of trust in those young players. And you see how those young players end up developing, too, later on in your program. Guys like Don Matchison that you put trust in as sophomores. And you look down and you've been a 3-year starter, and you're making big plays on Friday nights. And good to see those young guys getting involved. The holding penalty will bring up a 2nd and 17 for this Chuckey-Doak offense that continues to kill themselves on first down, continues to just back themselves up. 2 receivers to Kipton's right. Marcus Britt to his left. They'll throw it on the RPO. Atchison makes a man miss. Slips past a tackle before being brought down inside the 50-yard line. And some extracurriculars going on after the play. Heck, Black Knight coaching staff and looked like Sean Rayan wanted a flag thrown, but The laundry stays in the pocket.
Man, I love the bitter rivalries and just going back and forth at it. Obviously, I think some things are unnecessary in certain moments, but I love the aggression by both teams that they've shown tonight.
The 9-yard reception by Atchison will bring up 3rd and long here for the Black Knights. And you're right, just a heated rivalry going back and forth between these two. Good old-fashioned hate.
Yeah, and not only from the players, but you see the fans getting into it, supporting their boys, and really getting them hyped up tonight.
From the middle of the field, ball will send 2 receivers out to the left side. He'll take the snap, roll to his left. He's got a man downfield. It's Atchison. He'll reel it in, diving out towards the sideline. That's enough to move the chains for a Marsh Propane first down. And what do you know, another flag. Back in the backfield. Looks like that is going to go against Sean Rayan, who was so vocal in that last flag not being thrown. But, Chris, that's a huge penalty. It negates the first down. And you got to go for it on 3rd and long, even longer after the penalty.
Yeah, I just talked about those unnecessary things. I love the rivalry. I love the competition. But there's some things you just got to hold on and not show. There's no need in little things like that.
Well, it's crucial downs. 3rd and long, you cannot, if you want to have success, have 15-yarders, which this one is. And it backs the Black Knights all the way back up into their own territory, where they'll have to look down at the play sheet and find a play for 3rd and 22.
Yeah, Coach Kaler's 3 keys of the game. Number 2 was be disciplined, and I think that's something that the boys are getting so excited over big plays, and they forget one of the simple keys, which is just be disciplined and play your brand of football. Don't worry about what the other team's doing, but just focus on your goals and let that show.
Chuckey-Doak offense going to wind it down to the quarter's end. We've played 3 here from the range. It's Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7. 4th and final quarter of action, perhaps, on its way after this. You've been listening to the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
With the hustle and bustle of life, why not let Ashley Drug, a locally owned pharmacy, take something off of your plate with their med dosage packaging? Have your medications conveniently labeled with the date and time to take them. And while you're at it, utilize the free delivery service for those times that you can't get out of your house. Need an easy way to refill your medications? You can order and manage your refills today with text alerts. Text RX Local to 64890 to sign up and get started. Don't let life pass you by. Get out and enjoy every minute and let Ashley Drug help you do so. Located in the West Greene Shopping Center.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Once again, Matthew Palazzo.
12 minutes on the clock until we find a victor. Chuckey-Doak leading West Greene after 3 quarters of play, 14-7 here in this tightly contested rivalry affair between these cross-county foes. A couple of score updates across the region. Greenville leading Northview 35-0 at the half. Caden Baugh 10 for 10 for 197 and 2 touchdowns to go along with his 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. That score over in Sneedville has gone final. North Greene 55, Hancock County 22, and elsewhere in Region 1 3A, Johnson County still just that safety. Or excuse me, they have just scored. They struck back with a 58-yard touchdown. They currently trail South Greene 37-10. Rebels leading that one by 27 with 50 seconds left in that 3rd quarter. Big win by North Greene here tonight. That'll set up an interesting matchup between North and South Greene next week. Ball the snap on 3rd and very long. He'll escape out to his right, looking for a man near sideline. He's got Hanlon. Makes a man miss and eventually gets brought down by a herd. 10 yards left to go until the marker. So the gain of 12 on 3rd down there will bring up a 4th and 9. Chris, maybe a roll the dice here. Do you leave the offense out on the field?
Yeah, I think our offense have some great moments here late. They stay poised. They don't get rushed, but it looks here that they're going to bring out the kicking team.
seems to be the case. Hanlon 2 catches for 22 yards here today. He's had a quiet night, but the plays he's made have been pretty good in space. So Chuckey-Doak sends the punt unit out there. Dom Hanlon will handle those punting duties. Back deep to receive Kyler Patterson. Maybe a coffin corner kick. Maybe you just kick it away from the guy. You don't want to kick it like you saw West Greene kick it to the Weems brothers last week, and apparently Hancock County decided to kick to them today, which didn't end up very well for them. I think the Weems brothers have a combined 3 kickoff return touchdowns in the first 3 weeks of the season. Patterson going to let it bounce behind him, and it dribbles all the way inside the 10-yard line.
What a punt by Dom.
Excellent punt by Hanlon. Looks like we do have a marker on the play, however, and it looks to be against the punting unit of Chuckey-Doak. It'll be a offsides, and if I'm Coach Monroe, I'm accepting it. I'm making him kick it again. That's excellent coverage, excellent kick there by Hanlon, and maybe you say, let's redo it, see if we can catch this one this time.
And to point out, that's the 8th penalty from Chuckey-Doak. We talked about being disciplined. An 8-to-1 penalty ratio from West Greene and Chuckey-Doak. So West Greene has been very disciplined at the line of scrimmage. After plays, they've been very disciplined. Good sight to see if you're Coach Monroe.
And you look down at the middle part of that Chuckey-Doak schedule. Unicoi next week, South Greene at Rebel Hill the week following, and then Johnson County. The road doesn't get easier. Even if you get the win here tonight, those penalties certainly a concern for this young team. If you're going to go on the road in this region especially, got to clean those mistakes up.
Yeah, the road games, mistakes have to be very few and far from.
Hanlon the kick, a spiraling one, bouncing off to the right, and an equally good punt. This one out at the 16-yard line. Another good flip of the field there from the punter, Dom Hanlon of Chuckey-Doak.
Yeah, I thought 2 good punts. You kick them deep, but you also kick them away from Patterson, something we keyed on to try to keep away from somebody who has a really good return game.
Chuckey-Doak's first punt of the second half. I believe that's just their second drive of the second half overall. West Greene with their second half. This third quarter and change has just flown by, Chris.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got excited. Both offenses came out in their first drives and put points on the board, and then from there it went back to the defensive battle that we've seen all game.
Opening play, a handoff to the right side for Skylar Patterson. He'll get brought down after a gain of 3, which brings up a 2nd and 7 from that right hash and West Greene's own 21-yard line. Patterson's second carry of the night. He's got 19 yards on the ground for the Buffs. Unchanged formation here for West Greene. Brown takes the snap, hands it off left, a name we haven't called in a while. That's Tristan Banks, wrapped up by Braden Green and Marcus Britt. So the 2 running backs on the defensive side of the ball team up for the takedown, which brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I think if you're Chuckey-Doak here, you really give props to your defense here. They've played well. They've seen a lot of things that you probably didn't see in film from the past 2 weeks. And I think being able to adjust to that and hold the offense to 7 points has been really well from that defense.
3rd down, and let's call it 3. And you're right, Chris. Let's see what West Greene decides to do here. 9:20 left to go in the quarter. An end around here for Kyler Patterson. Streaking in space before getting knocked around by Dom Atchison, who meets him at the line of scrimmage. Great play by the veteran, coming out making a big stop on 3rd and short. If you're West Greene, got to have it right here. Not sure how many possessions you're going to have coming up, and offense will come off the field. Looks like the Buffs will decide to punt.
Yeah, I think here you see that Chuckey-Doak's offense can be very lethal when they've got the ball in their hands, and so you don't want them to get a turnover here, and you put them in great field position. We've seen in past weeks that Chuckey-Doak gets good field position, and they put points on the board.
Maybe just lean on that defense. It's benefited you thus far here tonight. Sean Bailey to punt, and it's going to be a fake. Right sideline, Bailey shrinking to the marker, and he's got the line of gain.
Wow, what a gutsy call by Coach Monroe there. Honestly, I love it. It's not something I would have expected, but we've seen that West Greene has done things that we've not expected to see on film, and they've come out and, man, they've blown us away in some moments.
Coach Monroe pulls the rabbit out of the hat on 4th. He sends the punting unit out, and it's a fake punt. Sean Bailey takes a few steps to his right, looks to square one off, and then he just takes it off. And, wow, what a play, a gutsy play call there by Coach Monroe.
Yeah, you love to have your veteran guys like Sean Bailey who aren't afraid to make plays like that. You get a young guy in there that might get a little nervous, when the time matters to them. But Sean Bailey come in there very poised and took that ball with ease.
8:26 to go here in the fourth, and that's a crucial conversion there on first down. As I was saying just before that, you don't know how many possessions you have left. Just their third drive of this second half, Chris, and Chuckey-Doak just 2. We've seen them milk the clock before. We saw it last week against Sullivan East, a near 7-minute drive in that first half, all the way down to that halftime buzzer, and you got to convert when you can, and a big conversion there. 1st and 10, it'll be a handoff to Banks right side. West Greene, all the momentum, and Banks carries that momentum forward to the 35-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, like you talked about, you never know, when you're going to get the ball back, so you've got to take every play at a time. How can you move the ball? And that first starts staying away from penalties, and I think they've done great with that so far.
A little confusion on the defensive end for Chuckey-Doak. Just seems like they're playing off back a bit on their heels. Tristan Banks going to force the issue here. A run off tackle to the left and barrels forward for another Marsh Propane first down. Excellent play call and pickup there by the Buffalo offense. Haven't had too many first downs here tonight, just their 3rd of the night.
I like this hurry-up offense that West Greene's bringing. You normally got the ground-and-pound game. Now you're opening it up with so many options here.
Austin Brown, the signal caller. He'll take the snap, throw quickly to his right. And brought down a few yards downfield by Parker McMurray, the defensive end, that rangy athlete that brings down Matthew Harrell after the quick bubble screen.
Yeah, if you're Chuckey-Doak here, you've got to come prepared. You know they're going to bring a fast-paced offense. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to run the ball on you. So you've got to be ready, and you got to be able to stay in your position when it matters.
Austin Brown, another shotgun snap. He'll hand it off to Banks, who follows the lead blocker off tackle to the right for being brought down by Braden Green. A huge hit at the line of scrimmage by the junior.
If you're West Greene here, you bring up another 3rd down. And in past times, I would say you've got to go to Sean Bailey here, but tonight you've got 3 or 4 options you can go to here.
Definitely a much more evenly distributed rushing and passing attack, for that matter, for West Greene. You throw guys in there like Skylar Patterson and Tristan Banks, Matthew Harrell, who's been the target of a few. Brown play faker on 3rd down. He's got a man downfield, drifts one up and nearly intercepted. Slips right out of the hands of Dom Hanlon.
What?
And a big-time play by the senior on 3rd and short will bring up 4th down. A down Buffalo on the play. A lot of cramps here tonight. Still dealing with that issue early on in the season.
I think that's a great play call by West Greene. I was just about to talk about before the snap that you're probably going to expect the end around there. They fake the end around, they roll out. They had a good shot, but Dom Hamlin coming up with a big stop there.
Great play call, you're right. And you had that tight end, that safety Hanlon, able to recognize it in time and force a tough decision for West Greene here on 4th down. I think everybody in the stadium knows that you're going to go for it here with 6:20 left to go, Chris, but what's the play call on 4th and 5 right at the 49-yard line?
If you're me, I think your run game's worked well. You've been able to go east to west pretty well. I think maybe Tristan Banks sees the ball, or maybe Sean Bailey gets the ball back.
It's a good point you bring up, because I feel like that middle of the defensive line for Chuckey-Doak has just been so hard to run against tonight. You've had a lot of your success, like you said, on the end arounds, on the quick screens, and the trick plays. Maybe get it to an athlete like Skylar Patterson. Seen him a couple of times as well on 4th down.
You just got to get the ball around Gustavo Alvarez, or he's gonna put a hurting on that offense.
Big play call on the way for Coach Monroe of West Greene as they break the huddle. 4th and 4, and man, feels like it could be forever here in a pivotal 4th down play.
Like we've talked about, you don't know if you're going to get another possession after this. Chuckey-Doak ran the ball down for 6 minutes and 35 seconds last week.
Brown the snap. They'll reverse it inside to Patterson. He's got the line to gain and more. Push forward into enemy territory down at the 40-yard line for a Marsh Propane first down.
What a run. You talked about you're probably going to see Skylar Patterson touch that ball there. Talked about having to go east to west. They did that great. You fake the end around, and then you toss it right back to Skylar Patterson and let him do his thing.
When you get him back from injury, you've certainly used him to his potential here tonight. Would like to involve him even more maybe for the remainder of this drive. From the 40-yard line, the 1st and 10. Another play fake. Brown rolls out to his left. Pressured in the backfield. He'll break a sack. Step through another tackle before getting brought down by Marcus Britt. Brown able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so limits the damage, but looked like he might have had a man deep. That was Shane Wellhoyt. Well downfield. Good coverage on the back end there by that Chuckey-Doak secondary.
Yeah, you give up a big play for the first down, but again, like I talked about, you take it one play at a time. You don't dwell on plays. You don't enjoy plays as much. You move on to the next one, and you get a big stop there.
Austin Brown's first carry of this second half. It is a sack as they mark him a yard short. And it'll be 2nd and 11 here for the Buffaloes. Twin receivers to the left. Patterson in motion. Brown will hand it off. Patterson's got the edge. And gets chased down from behind, but he breaks the tackle. He's streaking back through the middle of the defense. Coming in late to make the tackle is Braden Green. Check that, Braxton Lowe of Chuckey-Doak. Another exceptional play by Skylar Patterson. How do you make that guy not tackle you?
Yeah.
How do you make a man miss like that?
I mean, you look at Monroe's 3 keys, and you talk about win the big play battle, and right there wasn't really a big play, but Patterson made it a big play. And I think that's one important key as you get your playmakers to step up. And you talked about executing your role. I think Patterson has well overdone that tonight.
4 carries for 38 yards for Patterson. The senior duly missed last weekend on the Tundra. Brown going to power forward for a first down carry. Chris, another Marsh Propane first down, and the West Greene Buffaloes have a chance knocking at the red zone.
Yeah, I love to see this West Greene offense. We've not seen it in the last 3 weeks, but you see here, like we talked about with Thomas Darnell last week, getting behind his home fans, really pushing it forward. I think this is crucial here. If your home fans are loud, they're excited, and they're pushing you forward.
And you can feel the energy here on the range, getting behind their squad. An offense held mostly in check for the first 2 weeks, finally showing some signs of life here against their rivals in the second half. The tension continues to build. 1st and 10 for the Buffs. They'll run it to the right side. Banks cuts up field and brought down inside the 25 by a host of tacklers, namely Gustavo Alvarez.
Important tackle there by Gustavo Alvarez. We've seen 7 tackles for him tonight, 3 of those being tackled for loss. He's been a crucial part of that defense there, that defensive line especially. But props to West Greene, knowing that he's going to be a wall there and being able to get around him and make plays out of that.
3:40 left to go here in this one. Brown breaks the huddle. 2 wing backs, tight end to his left. Tailback behind him, and looks like they missed a marker there. It was illegal motion, but the flag didn't fly. Patterson on the end around, continuing to bounce off tacklers before getting wrapped up and brought down near the 10-yard line. Chris definitely missed a big penalty there. You had both wing backs in motion. That is illegal procedure. You can't do that. But fortunately for the Buffaloes, they keep the flags in the pocket, and that's a big Marsh Propane first down.
Yeah, I think you have to live with that. If you're Chuckey-Doak, obviously you're disappointed that it seems like the refs have called everything against you, and then they're going to miss that, and a big crucial thing right there. But great job by West Greene to make something out of nothing there.
Brown, the shotgun snap, handoff to Banks to the right. He bounces off a few Black Knight defenders before being stuffed on that right side by Braden Green after a few yards gained. The flag is down near the goal line. Came in from that back line judge. And it is holding against the Buffaloes. That'll back them up. Now 1st and goal. We'll redo it from the 20.
It's only their 2nd penalty of the night, which you look at the stat sheet, that looks good, but that's a crucial penalty right here. You're getting in the red zone, you're getting momentum, and then you get that holding call that just brings you back and knocks some of that momentum down.
West Greene into the Gary's Paint and Body red zone for just the 2nd time here tonight, looking for their 2nd touchdown. The holding call that backs them up. at the Chuckey-Doak 16-yard line.
Good to see Kobe Love back in the game, back in the action. We saw him take a big hit earlier and kind of put him out of play, but glad to see him back and glad to see Coach still having confidence in his young guy.
First and goal now from the 16. Brown will take the snap. He'll power off to his left. Man in tow. Gustavo Alvarez reaches and grabs a fistful of jersey, slings him down behind the line of scrimmage. No flag on the play. And West Greene will have to live with the loss on first and goal, now backed up to their 18.
Brought down by freshman Braxton Lowe. It's only the second time that we've heard his name. We heard him earlier in the game, but good to see a freshman step up in a big moment there. But then props to Gustavo Alvarez, man. Quarterback running out, he's fast. Gustavo stays right there with him.
Absolutely, an athlete that just moves in space. A lot of promise in that young man. Twin receivers to the right here for Brown. Second and goal from the 18. Brown escapes, sheds off a potential sack near sideline. He'll truck a defender down inside the 15 after colliding with Kobe Love. The power forward for a few yards.
Man, I love a quarterback that's not afraid to take a hit.
Brown slow to get up. Took a hard hit there by Love, the sophomore, coming in from that corner position.
Saw when he rolled back around, a possible missed holding call there. Probably helped the Buffaloes out there.
Brown very shaken up on the play as he's chatting with his head coach, Evan Monroe. Believe a timeout will quickly follow. They're going to talk this over on third and goal from the 18. And a timeout it will be. We'll take one with Coach. Be back in a few. 1:13 left to play in the ball game. Chuckey-Doak leads at 14-7 here from First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
No more sitting in a waiting room when you're feeling awful. Bailiton Drug Company now offers a all-in-one test kit. Just pick it up at 515 Van Hill Road in Bailiton. Take it home and test once for COVID, flu A, flu B. Then call or text us a picture of your positive results, and a pharmacist will fill your prescription for easy pickup, all from the comfort of your own home. Bailiton Drug Company, 515 Van Hill Road in Bailiton, or visit our website, Bailiton.
Third and goal from the 18-yard line. Austin Brown, the West Greene quarterback. Three receivers to the right. He'll throw a quick screen pass. Patterson lets it slip through the fingers, and it gets picked up by Atchison. Was it behind Brown? I don't think it was a lateral. Coach Monroe vivid on the West Greene sideline.
Tyler Patterson throwing up his hands. He thought there should have been a penalty there.
Coach Monroe thinks the same. Very disappointed a flag was not thrown here. A crucial incompletion there on third and long. The third and goal, rather, just from...
Really important there from Coach Kaler. The clock stops there with the ball being dropped there. You save one of your timeouts possible for an offensive drive here.
Absolutely. 1:09 remaining here in the ball game. And either way, a timeout will be called by West Greene. They still have the one remaining, but Chris, we'll keep it right here through the break. 1:09 left to play. Backs against the wall. Fourth and goal from the 18-yard line. I mean, if you got to give me one player, who's the ball got to go to here? I know we just saw an incomplete pass to Skylar Patterson, but if you had your choice here on fourth and goal.
I think we're going back to Kyler Patterson. He's made big plays. You saw that there was one play where he should have been behind the line of scrimmage, broke a tackle, and made yards out of that. So I think here you got to go to your playmaker.
You saw Coach Kaler go back to the receiver who dropped the pass. He made a big play in response. Maybe we'll see if Coach Monroe wants to do the same. Heck, maybe even just throw it up to Peyton Hilton. He's had a couple targets tonight where he's been isolated one-on-one with a much smaller defensive back. You put enough air underneath it, he could go up and make a repeat of that touchdown grab at Cosby in week 1.
Yeah, you also talk about, too, how you want to get him involved. I think here you've got to get him or Tyler involved at some point, but that was their last time out, and so they've got to make a play here.
West Greene will break the huddle. 5 men along the defensive front up Chuckey-Doak. Brown, the shotgun snap. He'll take a 3-step drop, hitch up, throw to the end zone. He's got a man, but it gets broken up. Dom Hamlin, game-saving, touchdown-saving, deflection. And the Black Knights survive.
1:03 left, 14-7 is your score here. What a defensive battle we have seen all night. It came out early with some defensive stops, and then you end a tough play there and a tough drive with a defensive stop.
What a play. And we're not done yet. Still 1 timeout left for West Greene. You still got to knee it. And for a team that spends most of their time in the shotgun, that's still, you got to just get the snap and take the knee, Chris. But what a finish if that is the conclusion to what's been an incredible rivalry game here for the Bachman Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
Yeah, what a good game. But if I know anything about a rivalry game, especially that Tennessee-Alabama game from a few years ago, you don't end the game until the very end play.
Shotgun snap here for the Black Knights, and Kipton Ball will take the knee with a minute remaining. Still a timeout left to call for Coach Monroe. We'll see.
I don't believe.
Or check that. No timeouts left for West Greene. Sorry.
Yeah, right there.
So just one knee left to go, and you run this all the way to zeros across the board. What a performance tonight from either side. We've got a ton to talk about. Heck of a game here on the range for the home opener for West Greene. Unfortunately, they do fall to 0-3. Chuckey-Doak will move to 3-0 and improve their standing in the history. Their 31st win all time against the West Greene Buffaloes. Your final here from Mosheim. Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7. Incredible fan.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
One thing we all have in common is the need for a good running vehicle. Here at 107 Tire and Service Center, we make that achievable with our affordable prices on repairs. Our certified techs equipped to work on any major or minor repair from brakes to engine replacements, and we offer high-quality parts and a 12-month or 12,000-mile parts and labor warranty on most repairs. Come and see us at 6256 Irwin Highway in Chuckey, Tennessee, or give us a call at 620-4970.
Unfortunately, laundry is for everyone. Luckily, so is 70 and Summer Coin Laundry. As Greenville's first-in-class laundromat, 70 and Summer Coin Laundry proudly offers Greene County and the surrounding areas an always clean and video-monitored environment to safely utilize their coin and card-operated machines that have the option to operate in both Spanish and English language, and their high-capacity washers and dryers. And for your convenience, detergent, fabric, softener, and snack machines are available. So finally, Laundry Day can be your favorite day at 70 and Summer Coin Laundry, located at 1045 West Summer Street.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
This is the Bachman Bernard GSC TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing, brought to you in part by the 107 Tire and Service Center, the IHOP at the TA Travel Center, Exit 36 in Bayleton, Sweet Sports Tavern and Eatery, by Food City.
Hello once again, and welcome back here from the range where Chuckey-Doak survives by the skin of their teeth. They take the victory 14-7. Hard-fought road win, Chris.
Yeah, man. Chuckey-Doak came out kind of slow to start the game. Then they come out in that second half. They scored a touchdown in the first half, which gave them some win in the second half. They come out on their first drive in the second half. They put 14 points on the board, and then from there it's a defensive battle, and then we've seen all the way down to that very last play.
And what about the back and forth, too? Not only these two teams going back and forth, but the West Greene offense finally with a spark of life in the third quarter, set up by that big kickoff return from Skylar Patterson, and then you knock on the door, you punch it in with that Tristan Banks touchdown run a few plays later. I was pleased by what I saw in that second half from West Greene.
Yeah, I loved what we saw from West Greene. I know we talked about that there's a lot of answers that need to be, or questions that need to be answered, from this West Greene team, and I think we saw a lot of answers tonight. We saw them struggle in week 1 and week 2, but this week they came firing in that second half, and so many positives I think you can take from that second half into next week.
Well, as we enter into our Heritage Community Bank post-game show, let's break down some final stats. We'll start with the winners on the scoreboard, Chuckey-Doak, and we'll just start with the sophomore, Kipton Ball. Incredible night from him. You had that gutsy performance in the first half. He was 7 of 9, and then 7 of 11, and then coming back in that second half as well, just gutsy. 3 of 5. They had a couple key completions late, but I think it was that rushing attack for Chuckey-Doak that distanced itself far enough in the end of things. Namely, Marcus Britt coming in, some huge carries late for him. He finishes the night with 59 yards on the ground on his 8 carries. Touchdown for Marcus Britt. I was really pleased by the relief. It was almost like you calling your reliever from the bullpen. It was Marcus Britt. Braden Green runs up the gut. He gets your hard-fought yards, and then Marcus Britt comes in, had a couple big plays late. Braden Green, another monster night on the ground for him. He struggled a little bit, not to the numbers that we've seen perhaps, but still an effective night for him. He finishes the night with 68 yards, no touchdowns, but he does run the ball pretty prominently in that Chuckey-Doak backfield. He does finish with 15 carries for those 68 yards. No touchdowns for Braden Green. But Kipton Ball will add up his final stats. He does go 3 of 5 in that second half, finishes the night 10 of 16 through the air. Still that goose egg in the interception column, which we love to see, especially for young quarterbacks. So really pleased by the play that we saw from Kipton here tonight. He had the 36 yards passing in that second half total on the night. He does pass for 95 yards and a touchdown. And receiving the ball, it was a lot of Dom Atchison and a lot early on. Dom finishes the night with 45 yards receiving and that touchdown reception. Dom Hanlon, another common target, 22 yards through the air. Kobe Love, a reception for 6 yards. No Skylar Davis tonight offensively, Chris, but an offensive attack that was spread out. It was well-timed, it was well-executed, and it was led by Kipton Ball.
Yeah, I think that offense was tremendous, but even on the defensive side of the ball, we knew coming in this is probably going to be a defensive battle. We saw it in the first half, a defensive battle, and Chuckey-Doak came to play in that battle, and I think they won. We saw 35 total tackles from them, 5 tackles from loss, 3 of those coming from Gustavo Alvarez. Also leading the tackle with 8 tackles is Gustavo Alvarez. And then you came away with a sack from Marcus Britt, which was very crucial in the game. And then Parker McMurray comes away with a sack. And then we look at Kobe Love, had 3 tackles, a tackle for loss, an interception. He got beaten up in the third quarter and then comes back in the fourth quarter and plays some phenomenal defense. So I thought Chuckey-Doak looked wonderful on both sides of the ball here tonight.
You know, on the other side of the coin, West Greene does fall to 0-3 with the loss here tonight, but I think, throw week 1 and 2 away. You hold on to this one, and, they say in football there are no good takeaways after a loss. There are no silver linings, but you got to be proud of the way your kids fought. I mean, rivalry game coming in, first game at home on the season, you just held them to 14 points, an offense that was scoring 38.5 a game. You hold them to 14, and defense that showed some backbone throughout, but an offense that finally showed some life. They scored a new season high in points, and they double their offensive production throughout the whole season. I mean, this is a team last week, Chris, that, they were lucky to get in double figures in yards in a quarter. And tonight they come across and they break through in a big way that second half, making it quite the game down the stretch. But Skylar Patterson, want to start with him. Incredible showing from the senior. We'll start with him rushing the football. He finishes the night with 43 yards on the ground, or 53 yards on the ground, 13 yards receiving for Patterson. And an offensive attack that was hit or miss sometimes, namely in that first half, but Austin Brown, a little bit better than we've seen him in weeks past. He does finish the night 3 of 9 for 33 yards and an interception. And just a chance, just a hair away from a couple others, maybe finding pay dirt. That very last throw that he makes across the middle of the field, Hanlon comes in, breaks it up late to eventually seal the game on 4th and goal. But, man, what a treat we had here tonight. So Brown finishes 3 of 9. An offense in West Greene held to just 8 yards rushing in the first half. In the second half, they rushed for 97, 105 total on the ground for the Buffaloes rushing attack. They outgain themselves in that first half by nearly 5 times the amount. They do more than they multiply their first half total by more than 5. 117 yards in the second half, where they only picked up 21 in the first, a total of 138 on the night for a West Greene offense, Chris, that was just lacking for those first 2 weeks. They finally found some answers. Tristan Banks, 26 yards and a touchdown on his 5 carries. Was pleased with the way Banks played tonight. Sean Bailey held in check. Didn't have any carries in that second half, but just 2 yards on the ground for him. That does it for the Nick Hershey Cardinal Financial scoring recap for the West Greene offense. Chris, what do you have to tell us about the defense?
Yeah, Matthew, just going off what you said, if you're a West Greene fan, you've got to be proud of that offense in the second half. And then overall, as a defensive, you've got to be proud of your defensive unit. 31 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss. They were really blitzing Kipton ball, and Kipton got around it in the first half. But that second half, they were shading those blitzes, getting to him, and causing a lot of pressure. I loved the story mode of the young guy, and Aiden Thompson tonight had 5 tackles for 2 tackles for loss as a freshman. We talked about Patterson on the offensive side of the ball. He comes away with 2 tackles that I think were very crucial. And then Austin Brown, we talked about on the offense side of the ball, throwing the ball, being that leader on offense. But on defense, he came away with lead tackles, having 7 for the game. And so I think, like you said, a lot of people say there's no takeaways from a loss, but I think this is a green window for this West Greene team taking into the future weeks.
Big time performances for either side, Chris. Just so many that we can talk about. We can talk about it all night. But as our Heritage Community Bank post-game show continues and our Nick Hershey Cardinal Financial scoring recap concludes, we'll hop into our 107 Tire and Service Center player of the game right after this here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hardworking equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
So once again, and welcome back here from Mosheim, where Chuckey-Doak knocks off West Greene 14-7. A hard-fought, defensive-minded slugfest throughout, Chris, one in which the Black Knights ultimately came away with a 7-point victory.
Yeah, I think as much defensive game that went on today, I've got to go with my player of the game with sophomore quarterback Kipton Ball. I think he came in the game so poised, so confident, and so calm, and that's something you don't see from a young guy. He came in, like I've talked about, he stepped in the pocket, he moved out when he needed to. It's almost like he made every play right, and you see another week he comes out with a goose egg in that interception category. And I think that's so important from a quarterback leading your team.
Still no interceptions through those first 3 games. And I go back to that first quarter. Kipton sees a blitzer coming off the edge, and he identifies it, and the running back's then able to pick it up. It's just plays like that are well beyond his years. You don't typically see that from a sophomore. And that experience as a freshman, he continues to elevate night in, night out. And I'm so glad we've gotten to see him for these 2 weeks against North Greene, against West Greene. He's got a big, tall test next week. Don't get me wrong. The schedule's not getting any easier, but I'm very pleased with the performance and the potential for this young man.
Yeah, man, he's playing off phenomenal through 3 games. Like you said, last year he got some starts under his belt, but this is almost like his first true starts as the leader of the team. So I think he's played phenomenal, but I don't want to take credit for Marcus Britt, too. I thought he played phenomenal here tonight as well.
Yeah, big performances. I mean, we talked about it. It's probably the hardest decision we've had to make. But Kipton Ball is our 107 Tire and Service Center player of the game. Now, coming up, we're going to take you around the region. The game over in Mountain City has gone final. The game in Burley's still going on. And that game over in Sneedville, somehow, through the lost wireless connection, has come back to us. And we do have an update from that game. That has since gone final as well. But once again, Kipton Ball, your 107 Tire and Service Center player of the game. Coming up next, our Friday night scoreboard here as the Heritage Community Bank postgame show continues.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Looking for a garage door without the long wait? At D&D Garage Door Supplier of Greenville, you'll find Safeway brand garage doors delivered in just 9 business days. Why wait 4 to 6 weeks when your new door could be rolling up sooner? They're your one-stop shop with over 25 years of experience, offering doors, parts, installs, and openers, including LiftMaster motors, overheads, and side mounts. Dealers, go check them out. They've got everything you need to get the job done right. Stop by 107 Bohannon Avenue or call 423-278-0622. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day.
My dad was born here in 1933. The Terry family has been around East Tennessee since that time, almost 100 years now. Over the past 25 years of my career, I've had the opportunity to represent East Tennesseans all over the country. When we say, let our family help your family, we mean that. That is something we live by here at the Terry Law Firm. You have my word that we will represent your family just like you're part of our family.
And once again, we welcome you back to our Heritage Community Bank post-game show where Chuckey-Doak knocks off West Greene 14-7. A fun one, a defensive-minded one, a rivalry that lived up to the billing. Chris, just once more, your thoughts on what transpired through those 4 quarters.
Yeah, I loved the struggles that you had in the first half, and then you make those adjustments in the second half, and both teams come out firing, and then you bring it back to that defensive game that you started with. I think coaches did great on both sides of the ball. I'm proud of Coach Kaler and his poise and his young guys, and also proud of Monroe of getting through that adversity through some struggles they've had in these first 2 games.
And a couple of other updates as we enter into the Friday night scoreboard portion of our broadcast. This has just gone final from Burley Stadium. The Greenville Green Devils advanced to 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in conference play now after knocking off Northview Academy 49-0 on the home turf. Taryn Clarity with a pick 6 in the second half, and really was just that one touchdown in that second half. Greenville led it for the entirety. They led 35-0 at halftime. We talk about good quarterback play tonight. Get this, Chris. Caden Ball at the half was 10 of 10 for 197 and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 2 on the ground. Zayden Anderson, UT commit, 5 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown as well. Greenville controlled that one throughout. Again, your final over in Burley. Greenville 49, Northview 0. Elsewhere in Region 1, we'll stay with the county teams that were in action. A couple big outcomes tonight over in Sneedville, where the Huskies got the win, though. We'll start there. North Greene at 55, Hancock County 22. North Greene beating up on a Region 1 single-A opponent as they start their region play, and that's a lengthy region schedule. 7 region games that they'll have to get to. Of course, you got South Greene next week, but other than that, Chris, weeks 5 through 10, they're all going to be region opponents. So the going certainly is going to get tougher for the Huskies. Hancock County, a team that hasn't had a winning season in their program's history. They've only won 1 game in the last 2 years, but a good, I don't know what you would call it, not a tune-up game because you've already played a couple, but a good confidence boost for that Huskies team.
Yeah, I think Thomas Darnell has really taken leadership there with that team, and you've seen the coaching staff put trust in that offense, and they've been so explosive. And then, we talked about their defense too. When they played Chuckey-Doak, they gave up a lot of yards, but they had a lot to take away from that. And so I think both sides of the balls are starting to click.
And the other county team in action tonight, it was South Greene picking up the victory at Johnson County. They make the trip to Mountain City. They come back with a big victory. 44-10, our final over there. The Rebels improved to 2-1 with the win. That sets up an interesting matchup next week. We'll get to that here in just a second. Some other scores throughout the region. Cherokee leading Sullivan East late 21-7. Happy Valley over Claiborne 45-6 is your final. Seymour gets the win over Cott County 27-7. Cumberland Gap, in a shocker, gets the victory over Cosby 21-14. Dobbins Bennett hosting Gate City out of Virginia 28-20. They're leading it late in the fourth quarter over there. Elizabethton leads by 2 over Westridge. They just started the fourth quarter, 14-12 your score in that one. Again, we touched on it. Greenville 49-0, the win over Northview. And then North Greene's 55-22 victory over Hancock. Jefferson County, a statement win over Morristown West tonight, 48-7. The Trojans now 0-3 on the year. Again, South Greene gets a victory over Johnson County, 44-10. A big road win. That's a tough Johnson County school, too. One that this Chuckey-Doak team will face later in the season. Also, Sunbright, your favorite place on earth, falls to Hampton tonight, 46-7. And your alma mater does fall to Davy Crockett, 20-13. You had some statements on that one. I guess you've prepared.
Yeah, I think it's a young team. Josiah's played great as a young guy, but he's still got some kinks he's got to get out for them to get some big wins.
Tough one to swallow. Roll Canes in the end. Science Hill gets the victory over Tennessee High, 24-21. That's a big game too. Gatlinburg Pittman, hear this, 21-20. over Unicoi County. That has since gone final. That is a crucial game in Region 1 3A, and that tells me one of two things. Either GP is a little down this year or Unicoi County is really good. And either way, I think that should provide a little interesting matchups down the road, especially for Chuckey-Doak in that region. Granger trailing Volunteer 35-0 in the third quarter, and then your final here, Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7. That'll do it for our Friday night scoreboard. When we come back, our final thoughts from Mosheim here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan.
Hello and welcome back from Mosheim for one final time. Your final here on the range. Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7. Chris, just want to get your final thoughts on the game as a whole. A heated rivalry, the 50th installment of this cross-county battle. Chuckey-Doak, West Greene, we know it's always low scoring, and it delivered tonight in a big way.
Yeah, I love the competitiveness that the guys brought out. I was actually here pregame when Chuckey-Doak's bus rolled up, and just hearing the guys getting hyped, talking about how they were looking forward to this game, and then seeing West Greene come out in their pre-games and seeing how hyped up they were. You knew coming in when you walked in and paid for your ticket that you were coming in for a big game, and what a defensive game it was, and even the offensive power that we saw a few times out throughout the game. I loved each side, and both sides have great things they can take from this game.
The Black Knights do best the Buffs in the end. They improved to 31-20 against West Greene all time, avenging their 27-13 defeat a season ago. What's on the horizon, though? Tomorrow, of course, a couple big games. We'll start with the Tennessee Volunteers. They'll host ETSU, Chris Sauceman's current school. We talked about your alma mater. We're going to go Bucks here. You think we might have an upset?
Yeah, this has been really tough because I've grown up as a Tennessee fan, but now a student at ETSU. And all I have to say there is Godspeed and go Bucks. We're getting that upset.
That's UT and ETSU tomorrow at Neyland Stadium. Coverage begins at 3 o'clock on our channels over at 103.1 FM WIKQ for the Vol pregame show. And then also tomorrow night, my alma mater, Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne. Tusculum opens the season at home against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, who are nationally ranked. Brian Staten and I will give you the call of that over on 95.5 FM WSMG. Coverage beginning at 5:30 tomorrow night. If you make it out, go make it out. Pioneer Stadium, pack it out. It's a blackout, by the way. And also a couple important announcements before we leave. Next week, a couple big items on the agenda. We'll open up our coverage of middle school football, at least with the broadcast coverage as far as that is concerned. Indian Trail at Greenville Middle School on Thursday, September 11th. That is our First Horizon Spotlight game of the week. And Chris, we wait to break it every Friday night at the conclusion of every broadcast. But I'm looking down at the next game that is going to be our Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. It's going to be North Greene at South Greene on Rebel Hill. Absolute showdown over there. North Greene vying for the County Cup. They're still in it. Not out of it just yet. They're going to need some help. But just your thoughts on that matchup. We get to go see the Huskies again and Thomas Darnell.
Yeah, I'm looking so forward to that. North Greene showed me so much through these past few weeks. Getting to go see them again is going to be super exciting. But going to see the South Greene team that I've looked really forward all season. We talked about in week 1, they played my alma mater, and they put up a dogfight, and they played great. And then you come out in week 2 with that big game. And so I'm looking forward to get to see them live in action.
Also on the front for tomorrow, Relentless Rebels Episode 5 will be releasing tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So read that right up for South Greene. They get the win tonight at Johnson County. Also watch Relentless Rebels tomorrow morning before you flick on College Game Day. I'm going to be watching that.
I will be too, all morning long.
Anyways, once again, your final here from the range. Chuckey-Doak gets the victory 14-7 over West Greene. Chuckey-Doak now 3-0 on the season. West Greene falls to 0-3. The Buffaloes will be hosts to Providence Academy. Providence hosting their first football team in their program's history. That's next Friday, September 12th here in Mosheim against Providence Academy. Chuckey-Doak, however, will host Unicoi County. They'll be back in the black hole as they open up region play. Unicoi County taking Gatlinburg-Pittman to the wire here tonight. That should be a fun one in the ranks of Region 1 3A. Once more, your final, Chuckey-Doak 14, West Greene 7. Dogfight throughout. It's been a fun one for our entire crew here for First Horizon Green Sports Zone. Derek Tarleton, our producer, Scott Anthony, our cameraman, and my good friend Chris Osman. I'm Matthew Plazo saying so long, good night, and God bless from Mosheim.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Brought to you by Bachman Bernard Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac. At Bachman Bernard, they go the extra mile to see you smile. By Tommie's Plumbing. If you got a leak, let Tommie take a peek. The Marathon Quick Stop Markets. Run in when you run out. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor. Gateway Ford Nissan. Buy local and save thousands at Gateway Ford Nissan. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day. Casper's Wrecker Service. Providing quick towing to East Tennessee since 1992. Open 24 hours a day. Tusculum Body Shop since 1963. Come see them for all your auto body needs. Sweet Sports Tavern and Eatery. Score a seat at Sweets, where fans become family. Main Brand Hair Company. Go experience the Main Brand difference. Food City. Value every day. The Terry Law Firm. The Terry Law Firm fights for you. Small town firm, big city know-how. Terry's Flooring. Add value to your home by seeing Popsy and his team. The 107 Tire Center, your neighborhood tire and auto experts. The IHOP at the TA Travel Center, exit 36 in Bayleton. 70 and Summer Coin Laundry, Greenville's first-in-class laundromat. State Representative David Hawk, proud, unwavering, conservative leadership. Bayleton Drug Company,